was walking down the street, feeling kind neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes, as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see the car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Moving ain't over. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know, I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if the bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with sex-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, his pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, his pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a bitch slap. Slap. Come get your face clapped.
go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my...
Man, welcome back, y'all, to another one, man. Another episode, J Talk Sports, also on the JVJ Network, and, you know, streaming on Facebook, too. And while we at it, y'all, go and hit that like, hit that subscribe, share the videos, turn them notices on, click all. We trying to go around here, y'all. Help your boy out. Tonight, we about to have an interesting conversation. About LeBron James. Some people like me call him GOAT James, letting y'all know ahead of time where I stand. And, you know, other people call him King James, other things like that. But they set up a little get-together on House of Highlights, y'all. A little get-together. And they brought in 10 LeBron James haters. And one guy was a fan trying to defend him. Well, I'm going to have his back tonight. We're going to see what kind of arguments we get from that side. And just so everybody knows, I'll drop the link down below, just in case anybody else want to come up and hate on GOAT James. You know, the floor is yours. But we're going to jump right into it, y'all. We're going to try to hear what the arguments are, see if they make sense. And I will be reacting the entire time, especially if I hear a dumbass argument. So either way, though, let's get it, y'all.
A dude that does this, crowning himself,
Aura.
That's the opposite of aura.
He is responsible for the detriment of the NBA.
Let's also talk about Kyle Kuzma, how we passed him the ball during the bubble to make
Let's talk about Kyle Kuzma as a sentence I did not expect to hear.
We got to pause for a second, y'all, because my internet wanted to slow down for some random reason. I don't know what that is, but we gonna see real quick, like, if it want to catch up, because we might have to go no music on this one, y'all. It's always right when you're getting ready to do something, when shit like that happens. And I ain't finna let this video be messed up none, man. We put it at 48, 480 right here. Yep. All right, we cleared up a little bit. Let's see what we got, man.
That's apparent. Jimmy Butler is annoying. His team sucks.
This is not what I expected. Welcome to One Fan vs 10 Haters. We have Isaac here, supernova prodigy, who's about to debate 10 of LeBron's biggest haters. We have a series of debate questions, and by the end of this, you can convince one of them to become a LeBron fan. You win. If not, the haters win, which is obviously what I want to happen. First topic: no one will break LeBron James' scoring record.
I know you're finna say some shit you do not believe. Let me hear it.
I believe all of it.
Show him some respect.
Somebody is going to break LeBron's all-time scoring record. You think that just because he's doing it now, nobody's going to come after him and break him. That's what we thought about Kareem. And then guess what? Somebody broke it. Every single year, the NBA is becoming more efficient. It's getting easier for teams to score. Teams are getting smarter. All players are coming up and are learning 3 is more than 2. And so the way that people are learning how to play basketball is inherently more efficient. So people are going to come through. There's some middle schooler right now that's taking 30-footers who's going to show up, and he's going to break LeBron's scoring record. You don't think it's going to happen, but it probably will.
Yeah. And again, it's an argument.
Look, y'all, when it comes to that argument, nobody will ever break LeBron James scoring shit. I'm a fan of people, but I'm not delusional either. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to end up breaking his record one day. It might not be in our lifetime, but somebody's going to end up breaking that record, the all-time scoring record. So I'm ready to see what old buddy that's a fan of LeBron says, because I'm not finna argue that point. Somebody will probably break it. Yeah.
Is for the entirety of space and time, something is more likely to happen than never. Sure, that's not really refutable. But if we're being practical and we're talking about what you can actually envision based on something you see and you predict, there's no real reason to think that other than hope. We can say that, 3 is more than 2 and the game has made this much of a change in the last 20 years. Maybe it'll make that same change 20 more years. It's not really linear. There's only so much pushing of the envelope you can do. And while we've seen that huge envelope push happen in our time, that's not a guarantee that we're going to see another one. There's only so much space on the court, so much more math you can exploit. So I think maybe we're close to peak efficiency. If we're not, it keeps going up, fine. But you still have to reckon with the fact that somebody has to come in the league, be amazing right away, and be amazing for like 25 years without ever missing a full season of injury. The closest one is like Kevin Durant. He's missed several full seasons with injury because it's honestly, he's hilariously lucky to never have torn an ACL in 25 years. Do you expect the next great star, who's a great star from 19, to be hilariously lucky for 25 years? I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe he's cheating. I don't know, but you better hope the next GOAT cheats too then, because I don't see any reason why that's going to happen or any reason to expect that.
Listen, if you want to talk about that, the way that the game.
Like, I'm gonna give him props, man. Look, it was a decent argument. But I'm still on the other side of, somebody's gonna probably break that record one day. Like, it's inevitable. Just like it was inevitable that Kareem's was gonna get broken. It's gonna happen. Players get better, stronger, faster all the time.
Is being played, that's getting better, that's being more efficient. You want to talk about medicine, that's getting better, that's more efficient. Everything is being set up for players to come in bigger, better, faster, stronger, which is what you say about every single generation afterwards. You may not think that it's going to be some massive explosion to where in 5 years we're going to instantly get the next GOAT. Basketball is going to be played for a long time, and the incremental differences, eventually we're going to get to 2055 and there's going to be some crazy kid and he's going to come along and be the next GOAT. He's going to break LeBron's record.
If the record's broken in 2099 when we're all long gone, then you got it. You can have it.
I'm a win.
From the grave.
All right, I got a lot to say, but first off, let me just show you my shirt. It's kind of hot in here.
Got a costume change? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, LeBron relied a lot on athleticism to go score all those points. We have players now like Luka who score like 30 points a night consistently without relying a lot on athleticism. And like this era too, you're shooting a lot more three-pointers than ever before. So in what world would I not think someone who's taking more three-pointers, scores 30 points a game at the age of 19, is not going to pass LeBron's scoring record? It sounds kind of ridiculous.
Okay, well, obviously relying on athleticism isn't true. We know he's extremely skilled, but I'll let you have that. Because the truth is, you need athleticism, especially as you age. All these guys that rely on skill, eventually, you have a little bit of athleticism that lets you make that skill happen. When that goes, it goes fast. That's what you talk about. A lot of small point guards end up, aging not super good, because as soon as they lose that little edge they have that lets them use the other skills they have, they fall off a cliff. And while I think Luke is amazing, he is more athletic than you think, so we'll say that. He's not relying off of no athleticism. He's really good at change of speed and all this stuff that isn't necessarily running and jumping fast. He's athletic in his own way. As soon as he loses that, whatever age that may be, let's call it 35, he's going to be relying on a lot of tough buckets, more than he does now. And you need to have some baseline of athleticism to age well. People don't typically age well as a volume scorer unless they're very athletic. So you think of the best players that age well of all time. Chris Paul, Tim Duncan. They weren't out here averaging 25 at the age of 36. That's not the way their game's evolved.
They also don't rely on athleticism as much as LeBron does. Are you saying LeBron doesn't rely on his athleticism?
Anybody who has a high volume scoring relies on athleticism to some extent.
But LeBron doesn't rely on it more than other players?
No, he's more athletic than other players. The word rely implies that's all he has and that he needs that. Dude, have you seen the last couple of years? That guy is not jumping high anymore. Those eyes are not going above the rim anymore.
LeBron's still not jumping high?
Not as high as he was. His forehead is barely touching the rim.
And Luka just relies on step-back three-pointers.
All right,
so let me tell
I didn't. Nobody was trying to make a point. I understand he's a LeBron hater, but like, you trying to put him in that category, it kind of reminded me of what they say about Giannis. All he can do is one thing. I'm like, we've seen LeBron play for years, bro. He can score at every fucking level. He can get it in the paint. He can get it on the perimeter. He can distribute. We ain't seen his game, man. We've seen his game. So I didn't get that argument. I didn't get that argument about the athleticism, but we got Miss Lady up in here. She about to say something probably stupid.
tell you what your GOAT did.
Okay.
Your GOAT created a whole generation of stat stuffers. More than ever, right? Everyone's about the stats. It's not about winning anymore. That's Jordan's generation. So you have all these people coming in, stuffing the stats. You have guys like TJ.
I told y'all, I knew she was going to say something stupid. I'm going to let her keep going, but I'm about to eat that shit up. Girl, what are you saying?
Warren putting up 50-point games. That dude's not even on a roster. If he can do that, what do you mean it's never going to be broken? Then we're like, oh my God, LeBron was a freak of nature, 6'8", 250, right? Well, then we've seen another freak of nature in Wemby, 7'4", and can shoot it, right? Think about the next freak of nature. Not to mention that medicine has gotten insanely better and will continue to get better. Or what if, this is going to be crazy for a LeBron guy to try to visualize, but what if we get a generation that's actually tougher? You know, guys who can play back to back. Woo! That's so crazy.
Pick themselves up by their bootstraps.
82 games. And the last point I'm going to make to you is the NBA has turned to an offensive league. They have literally changed the rules to make players score more. Like the no hands-on rule. We heard last season they were talking about getting rid of the charge. I mean, how much pushes of help do these offensive players need to surpass LeBron? It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen multiple times. And LeBron will be a thing in the past, just like y'all try to do to Jordan.
First thing I'd like to say.
Yeah, and look, the first thing I like to say is, baby, you need to. I just can't take you serious. I'm just be honest with you, because you just said a bunch of crazy shit. They need to make players tougher. Why? I don't want to have to do it again like I did last video when we talked about Steph Curry. But I don't look, man. I'm probably gonna end up doing it. I'm gonna show y'all the past that they talk about was so great, and these players were so tough. I think a lot of people just imagine something that didn't happen. They remember highlights. They don't remember how slow paced, how whack some of these old school games was, and that was exciting for us back then. It's more exciting now. Now, I know a lot of people say they checked out of the NBA or whatever. When it comes down to the talent level of the athletes, it's better. It's better than it was in the past. See, we got Uncanny up in the building. He said, damn, I can't wait for the PEDs to come out and show it wasn't really him after 35. I don't know why a lot of people be trying to say that about him. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I heard that rumor before, too. People keep talking about LeBron using PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, y'all. Ain't nobody, that man been in the league for 20 something plus years and been tested just like everybody else. He ain't never tested positive for none of that shit. But people always say, like, it is what it is, man. Look, some people are just freak athletes, man. We've seen people like that. Adrian Peterson, man. That dude was a freak athlete. Deion Sanders was a fucking freak athlete. There's a lot of freak athletes. Some of them just end up getting hurt. This man ain't got hurt. PEDs ain't gonna stop you from getting hurt on the court, man. You twist your ankle at a split second. But let's see what old buddy got, man. Because old girl just said dumb shit. These players ain't tough. All this with stuff. Like, look, I understand if you want to argue, and this is why I say make your point and move on instead of trying to throw shots. You could have just made your point that somebody will eventually break it. It's scientifically fucking, man. Look, you can just look at it. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You came in here throwing shots. Came in here throwing shots at the man. But hey, look, she is a LeBron James hater. Let me stop talking and let them keep going. He got something to say back to the host.
I love the implication that TJ Warren scored 50 off the backbone of LeBron James' existence in this world. I think we should do that with every random 50-point. Corey Brewer, let's give that one to Kobe. Let's just attribute it to every random star because we can. And, you know, modern medicine is getting better. It's good now, and guys still can't play healthy seasons now. It's still an issue that every NBA star gets hurt, and I think it's under talked about that is becoming a huge thing. Almost no stars can survive. Why was that on?
Why do you think? It's my call. Finish your sentence and move on. What do you mean?
Players can't stay healthy now. I don't know if that's going to get fixed over time. It's under talked about how much the spacing has caused that to be a thing. So maybe we'll just cure ACL tears one day and we can just pop a pill and cure it overnight. Maybe that's possible. Maybe we have some Harry Potter growth spells that immediately make you just grow a bone back. I don't think modern medicine doesn't get that much better. Maybe.
We come back from ACL in 6 months, though.
Okay, yeah. The 24 seconds needs to be slightly respected.
Okay.
If LeBron came before MJ, there wouldn't be an...
Hey, man, real quick, though. I did say I was going to do this, man. I am going to do it. So, look, y'all about to see this great basketball that they're talking about. That happened in the 90s. You know, the players ain't tough like they used to be and all the other whoop dumb shit people be saying. Once again, this is the players back at that time, y'all. Look at them. This is the NBA Finals, man. 96 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan out there, Gary Payton out there, Sean Kemp out there, Scottie Pippen. Man, look, man, we got some real superstars out there. Look at how these games are played.
20 straight three-pointers. Yes, and the game is tied at 12.
That's a nice shot.
Scottie Pippen is playing first the bad sore knee. Has had a very difficult series. There's a shot only from way out. But in a discussion with Gil Evans, here's the three-point.
Man, these players so goddamn tough, y'all.
By Scottie Pippen to end his drought in that department.
Look at at that defense, man. Look at that defense, bro. All that space.
Shot by Scottie Pippen to
All
end
that
his
damn
round in that
space.
department.
You think they leaving somebody wide open like that in today's game? Somebody be like, well, he's a big man. He probably don't usually shoot that shot. Most people shoot that shot now in the league. Think about that. This tough-ass defense they talking about.
And watch the work off the offensive boards. First
Man, skip it here, man. I don't want to see that shit. Look at this offense. Look at this offense right here, y'all. See this set. Watch this one set right here. Look at this offense. This is what they want to go back to.
It's just remarkable how he can make decisions in the air, Jordan. Kemp rejected.
Got his shit blocked.
Sean Kemp, he just gets right to the hoop.
They keep
closes
showing
out
some
on it.
highlights.
Jordan pulls
That's
the
good
ball
defense,
back.
y'all. That's
Then
defense.
Perkins breaks down defensively. Sonics have missed their last 4 shots. Shot clock is down to 5.
Look at this set, man.
Kemp has to fire it out.
This is what we was watching back in the day, and people keep like, look, they making plays and doing their thing, but dude, it's nowhere near compared to the NBA it is right now. The players are better, bro. These people standing around, 3 out, 2 big in, and the lane is clogged. Motherfuckers taking these weak ass shots, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought everybody was getting down here, getting in the paint, and we was getting roughed up and stuff. Man, these people shooting jump shots. Think about that. Shooting jump shots. Set the big man up. If it don't work, pass it back out, swing it around, try to get somebody real quick for a shot. Preferably mid-range. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck these people be talking about when they talk about the generation, man. Like, man, these players ain't this and these players ain't that. I'm like, dude, stop hating, bro. Go back and watch the games. Go back and watch the damn games. But either way, though, we getting back to it, y'all. We gonna get back in it. I told y'all I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because motherfucker pissed me off when they say that dumb shit. But let's see. What's the question? LeBron, if LeBron would have came first, hold on, let me move out of the way. Let me see what this shit say. If LeBron came first, there wouldn't be an argument. Okay, I guess like the MJ LeBron debate, because that's a big debate. Let's see what they talking about.
Argument about who is better. Mr. Deshaun.
He raised his hand.
Let me go back.
If LeBron came before MJ, there wouldn't be an argument about who is better. Mr. Deshaun.
He raised his hand fast.
Step forward.
That was instant.
We could say this very simply. This is a great question, by the way. We've already seen Jordan surpass the GOAT before him, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem, since high school, was ready to be the greatest player, just like we saw LeBron James. Kareem in his career, 6 NBA finals, right, where he won, okay? And he had made 10 appearances, just like LeBron, except he happened to win more than LeBron did. Kareem, the all-time scoring leader, just like LeBron, correct? He also is top 10 in rebounds and might be up there in block shots as well. So we've already seen an all-around player with an unstoppable move and the persona bravado as I'm the greatest. And what did Jordan do? Surpassed him, right? He went 6-0. That's 100% in the finals. He also has the MVPs to match up with him and 6 finals MVP, which is something that Kareem did not do. So we have already seen this iteration of Jordan following up someone who is deemed as the greatest. So if you reverse the roles, there's still no debate. Jordan tops LeBron every time.
I appreciate your love.
Don't know how to respond to that shit. I'm gonna let him do it. I don't know how to respond to that.
For Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Unfortunately, that is entirely irrelevant. This is not a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus LeBron James conversation. It is Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. If any of that mattered, you would have Kareem at 2 and LeBron at 3. Do you?
I have LeBron at 4.
All right, so clearly I'm speaking to somebody with an outrageous world.
Hey man, I need to get a sound on my shit that say, man, this nigga smoking crack. I need to get somebody. I know there's a video out there somewhere where somebody was like, this nigga smoking crack. But I'll settle for this right here.
You need to leave. That is disgusting.
Yeah, I'll settle for that for right now, man, because that ain't it, man. That ain't it. But either way, though.
Worldview on LeBron James. So that makes sense to me. That makes total sense now why you would bring that up. Unfortunately, I live in reality, and I do not believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a greater player than LeBron James. All those things you said make sense. If you're simply looking at it that all Jordan had to do to pass up and be the GOAT is check boxes on paper. And that makes total sense. As a Jordan fan, you see number 6, number 0, he's the GOAT. LeBron, the argument for him has nothing to do with whatever Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did. He's a better player, that he's, the typical things, bigger, faster, stronger, but he's a better passer. Scoring, let's call it equal. If you want to give it to Jordan by edge because of whatever reasons you have, sure. LeBron's a better interior scorer. If you want to give Jordan jump shooting, go ahead. Scoring is close enough. The passing is a big difference. I think LeBron's more versatile defensively. He's obviously the higher IQ player, lifts people up around him better, the better playmaker in that way. If you believe that he is truly the better player all around, which, many LeBron fans do, obviously you don't, that would be enough that if he came first, you wouldn't see Jordan pass him up. So much of why Jordan is revered as his unquestioned GOAT is nostalgia, is he came first, is he was the first guard to come in and be a guy that showed you can, win a title around a perimeter.
What he said right there is straight facts. That last part. The reason a lot of folks still have Michael Jordan as their GOAT, as the greatest of all time, is nostalgia. A lot of us grew up during that generation. A lot of us grew up watching that shit. And look, man, Jordan was great. Can't nobody take that away from him. But the shit when they were talking about Jordan was like Jesus walking in basketball shoes, that shit Larry Bird said about him, a lot of y'all motherfuckers was not allowed to watch them goddamn games in the 80s. Because if you watched them in the 80s, you would understand Jordan was getting his ass whooped every year. He could barely get out the first round. But they didn't watch that. Most people watch the 90s. Most of the people out here talk about Jordan talk about the 90s. I'm like, that nigga didn't get drafted in just the 90s. He was in the league in the 80s. And he did also play for the Wizards too, but people don't want to bring shit up. I'm like, I get it. But a lot of that shit is nostalgia. But I'm going to let that man keep cooking, man, because I don't need to be talking.
Player from previously was all big men, like you said. If LeBron had did that first, that talking point would be irrelevant. He would be great, obviously, he'd be in the conversation, but none of that nostalgia would be attached to him, and he wouldn't have this reverence about him. He wouldn't be the same outside the court figure because we would have already had LeBron to deify in that way. So all of that type of bigger than basketball stuff that's attached to Jordan's name would be gone. There'd be very little argument, especially if LeBron presumably dominated that generation in the same way Jordan did, which I don't have any doubt he would. Do you?
Yeah, I do. And I think you made a couple of points that aren't based in fact and more based in opinion.
That's all it is.
Well, no, there are some facts to back it up,
For
some
sure.
of which that I've named, right? You talked about being a more versatile defender. The Defensive Player of the Year awards don't say that.
You want to talk about the...
Well,
go ahead.
let me finish.
Sorry.
Right? So that goes in favor of Jordan. You said we can call scoring equal. How? Michael Jordan once averaged 37 points per game. Has LeBron ever done that? No.
Are we going to go off of the best scores of all time or the ones who average the most per year?
Are you going to let me finish?
Well, you gave me
finish the argument.
You gave me a pause to respond.
Your argument was also that was just the little pregnant.
Okay,
pause.
being dramatic. Go ahead, my bad. Okay, I respect it.
LeBron's stats are more based in longevity, right?
I don't like this dude.
If you're talking about who's the greater scorer, we're looking at points per game. We're looking at playoff performances. We're looking at regular season performances. You can't call that a wash, right? You can't call the defensive stats a wash either. And then you talked about uplifting players and making players better. Is that really true? I don't think so. Who did Jordan take to the finals? Scottie Pippen, Luke Longley, Ron Harper, a bunch of players that after they left him were not able to accomplish the same things. When LeBron...
Nigga, when Jordan retired the first time, Scottie Pippen took them motherfuckers back to the conference finals. What are you talking about? They was right back in the Eastern Conference Finals the very next year when Jordan retired. And people keep acting like Jordan, he went on, he played his years, he won his first 3, he retired, and then when he came back, he won again. No, Michael Jordan came back the second year after he retired and played with them, and they got their ass beat in the playoffs. People don't remember this shit. I don't know who I'm talking to. Bruh, the team was still good when he left. They just didn't win a championship when he left. But damn, nigga, you trying to deify this motherfucker like we don't realize. I saw that man lose multiple times, man. Like, damn, you act like he never lost the game.
James gets a player. They get worse. Remember that guy, Kevin Love? What was he doing in Minnesota? And then what happens when he joins LeBron in Cleveland? Kyrie Irving, same thing. Players don't get better. LeBron is able to dominate the game more.
Kyrie is better now than what he was when he played with LeBron. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I can kind of give you the Kevin Love one, but Kevin Love was already aging anyways. And then when he came on that team, he was the third option. He pretty much was the Chris Bosh of that Cleveland team. His stats and everything would go down because he's a third option now. He's not number 1 like he was in Minnesota. This an argument coming from somebody that never played team sports. If you got 2 dudes on a team that can average 30, well, you got 2 guys that can average 30. You put them on a team, one of their numbers is probably going to drop. They're probably not going to be averaging 30 points still. Because now you're working with a team. Michael Jordan was averaging that year he talked about 37. Yeah, wasn't nobody else on the fucking team. He was just jacking up shots and getting his ass kicked out the first round. Once they brought in Scotty, once they brought in Dennis Rodman, all these folks, his stats came down, but he still fucking, he started winning. Man, like, you talking out both sides of your head, bro. You ain't play basketball. I can tell.
Right, and take them away from the stardom that they already had, because you know he likes to acquire players and not make them homegrown.
Yeah, I hear you. And everything you said makes total sense if you stopped thinking about basketball in like 2010. And if you were still in like points per game equal good, and we didn't realize what the value of efficiency, the value of playing in a certain system that, you know, gets touches to other people, not simply funneling into one person. Points per game hasn't been the metric for who makes simply the better scorer in like 15 years of discourse. We are so far past that. If you view points per game as the end all be all, great. Then he's going to be your GOAT regardless. But if you understand the value of efficiency, the value of getting a certain type of bucket that creates shots for others, and value of making the right play and not simply chasing a high points per game value, it's easy to understand why LeBron is equally as good of a scorer. In his prime, he shot nearly 80% at the rim, which is ridiculous. We don't have the tracking numbers for Jordan back then. It would have been good too. He would have been 68, 70, obviously. Part of that is era. He would have been lower because less spacing. So we could acknowledge that. He wouldn't have been a goddamn 80. I'll tell you that. He wouldn't have been the freight train in the open court that LeBron is. I feel very safe saying LeBron is the best open court scorer getting to the rim, probably of all time, besides the bigs like Shaq. Is that fair?
Hold on, I'm going to have to go 24 seconds on this topic.
24 seconds, and I'll run this again. The question was, if LeBron came first, would there be an argument? I've already given you the factual data that prove we've seen a version of LeBron who was regarded as the uncontended GOAT, which was Kareem. Jordan surpassed him. And I gave you the career stats, which Kareem had more career stats at the time. I gave you the finals MVP. I gave you the finals win. Jordan came into the league and took that away from Kareem.
I don't want to hear that dude. I'm going to address Uncanny's comment right here. He said the guy who won 9 scoring titles, AI won a scoring title and went to the finals. That's how legendary Michael Jordan was. AI's not as good as a lot of people put up on a pedestal. Like, AI is not in anybody's top 10. That's not somebody that's in conversation with being a top 10 player. Like, let's be real. So I get it. AI, he has that too about him, about being in the 90s, coming in the early 2000s. He has that about him. It's nostalgia type shit, man. AI was not that good. Like, look, AI was good, but in the grand scheme, if we had to stack him up against all these other players that we consider the best in the league, AI's not in that conversation. And we got to be real about that. And that's not taking nothing away from AI, but he's not in the conversation. AI's not on one person's top 10 at all. So I feel you, but that don't make Jordan more legendary. That don't make him more legendary.
Also took it away from Bird, and he also took it away from Magic.
If LeBron James walked through those doors on his Lakers teams, he would have accomplished just as much as Kareem while being the better player. It wouldn't be an argument. It's entirely irrelevant to focus on what happened to those guys. We're talking about a hypothetical in which a better player was in those situations.
If you're an NBA player at the beginning of each season, what is your ultimate goal?
To win a championship. I'll go ahead and give you what you want to hear.
Thank you. Well, what other goal would there be?
Keep going.
Okay, anyway. So at the start of each season, you want to win a championship, right?
Yes.
And if we think about some of the greatest winners of all time, right, would you say that winning a three-peat is difficult?
Very so.
So how many times has that happened in history? Do you know? A few times, right? So some of the greatest players in history, some of the greatest winners in history have only won one championship, maybe won 2 in a row, maybe won a few, but they were like sporadic throughout their career. It's rare that you see a team or a player accomplish a three-peat, right? Tim Duncan, he won it, I think, like every other year. He has like 5 of them, but he never did it twice in a row.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant did it 3 times in a row, and it took him and Shaq to do it, right? He did a three-peat, right? I think those 60 Celtics with Cousy and them, they did it like 100 times in a row, whatever it was. I'm just saying, but that was a different era. My point is, in the modern era of basketball, to win 3 times in a row is damn near impossible. Nobody can do it. Those Warriors in the 2015 era to 2020, they won it a bunch of times, but they also couldn't do it 3 times in a row. LeBron James, 2012 and 2013.
I don't know if he knows, but his argument's about to go downhill because a lot of the teams you're naming, injury occurred. Now, if you want to do the Miami LeBron one, I give it to you. They got beat by a better team. They still had the better players, but they got beat by a better team in Tim Duncan them. But the rest of these teams you talking about, like the Warriors can do it. Shit, KD tore his fucking Achilles, motherfucker. Like, what the hell, what are we supposed to be talking about? A lot of injury has deterred a lot of teams. LeBron never did it. Think about it. For how many? I'll click on your comment, Kenny. We got to remember all those times when LeBron went to 10 straight NBA Finals. Michael Jordan never went to 10 straight. Like, that's got to be something to it, too, just because you don't win them all. And think about who the motherfucker was going up against. The greatest team of all time. The Golden State Warriors with KD. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. That's why I said that earlier. He said nobody was injured on that Heat team. I told you, I gave that one to they got beat by a better team. I get into that one. But for the rest of them, like, dude, the ones he named, like, man, dude, the Warriors, bro, KD tore his Achilles. But think about the teams LeBron was going up against. That's the team he kept going up against. That Warriors team, bro. They beat him 1 year. He came back and beat him the next year. They went and got KD. And he saw them motherfuckers for the next 2 years straight. Like, dude, Michael Jordan ain't never go up against a team that good. But you talking about 3P, man. Look, the dude playing superior talent compared to what Jordan was playing. He played the Celtics. He played not the Celtics. He played the Supersonics. He played the goddamn... Yeah, he played Supersonics, played the Jazz twice. Man, I ain't gonna go down all these teams. Man, come on, man.
Couldn't do it a third time in a row. Ended up losing to those same Spurs. My point is that a three-peat is hard to come by, and if championships is how we measure greatness in the NBA, how can we say that anyone other than the only man to do it twice in one career is any worse than anybody else to ever play the game?
Yeah.
If the ultimate goal is NBA championships, LeBron James, I'm sure, is on...
See, I'm going to say my criteria for how I grade to go. And everybody has their own criteria. But mine is, look, 3 rings, 3 NBA finals, and you got to have 3 NBA finals MVPs, gets you in the conversation of the GOAT. You get you in the GOAT conversation, y'all. It gets you in the GOAT conversation. After that point, championships are off the fucking board for me. I don't care about them no more. Get in the door, give me the bare minimum requirement. Now we talking about player to player. Now we talking about player to player when we talk about GOAT. You keep trying to bring up these rings as if that shit is something over his head. Like, bruh, it's over. If LeBron win one more championship, it definitely can't be no more conversation. But I already say, overall, he is a better player than what Jordan was. And I know a lot of people don't like that. But overall, that's how I pick it. Like, dude, stop talking about these rings. Because if it comes down to the rings, then we got to talk about Bill Russell. And ain't nobody finna say Bill Russell is the GOAT. Ain't nobody finna say Bill Russell is the GOAT. So... you know, it is what it is. He said then MJ did it twice. So? The fuck that got to do with anything? He said Kobe has more rings than your king. Kobe can have them. Tell him to thank Shaq for 3 of them. But either way, though, let's keep going.
Records saying that that's what the ultimate goal for any NBA player would be. How do we pick anyone other than the only man who was able to do a three-peat, which is probably the hardest thing to do in basketball, twice? After taking a year off to play baseball, smoke cigars, and gamble.
Lots to unpack there.
Unpack it.
I gotta remember all the crazy shit you said.
Said a whole lot.
All facts. Like the good brother Deshaun.
First of all, all of that would be great and all that'd be dandy if the Basketball Hall of Fame was the Basketball Hall of Fame of three-peats. If that was the only thing we measured by, and if the top players of all times are only the ones who got three-peats, then we'd have no conversations. It would be, there's like 3 players we're talking about in NBA history. But that's not the case. And yes, the way you measure success is winning championships as a team. That is so contextual. I understand that we treat Michael Jordan like a god who is a one-man army against the world. He's not. It's a 12-man roster, 15 back then. It's so much contextually needed to talk about team versus team that I think that's the general error of what way we talk about basketball in general, is saying we measure success via championships. That's part of it, but it's part of a larger whole to understand a player, his impact, his skills, weighing all that individually. So I don't think championships are the end all be all. You obviously need, a requisite amount of success to show that your talent can, translate in the playoffs. I don't think necessarily hitting a certain number is the only way to talk about that. And I certainly don't think three-peats is the only way that you can justify that. It's very impressive, not take it away. Yeah. But if three-peats were just the measure, then you would have Bill Russell at 2. I don't believe you have Bill Russell at 2.
No, because there's obviously a lot more to consider.
Exactly.
For sure, right?
A whole
but when
lot.
it comes down to it, right? When you're looking at Jordan and LeBron and they're like kind of neck and neck in pretty much every category except winning, which is what the ultimate goal of an NBA player is, to win. And if you and I'm looking at 2 guys, one who's won more than the other, with pretty much the same stats. And yeah, LeBron's playing 22 years. Michael Jordan played 14 or 15. There's like going to be some discrepancies there.
Hey, think about his argument though. So you saying championships is one of the bigger things you're using to decide one's better than the other. Okay, well, what about Robert Horry? You think Robert Horry is better than LeBron James? He got more championships than LeBron. You think Robert Horry better than LeBron James since we talking about chips? I'm like, come on, man. Uncanny said LeBron is a loser, and he said a rich loser. Hey, man, I can't hold you, man. I told you people gonna have their opinions about this shit, man. I'm just on the opposite side of that one because he damn sure ain't no loser. But, you know, tomato. Let's keep going.
But the fact of the matter is that he played 6 years less and has more accolades, relatively the same amount of stats. I just think if we're going to look at two players who are so close, which is why we're having this debate, why not let it come down to, at the end of the day, who was holding the trophy at the end of the season? Michael Jordan did it 6 times in 6 tries.
Yeah, you mentioned it's
24
hard.
seconds.
Jesus. You mentioned that it's hard to win in the modern NBA, make three-peats. That is true. You made it sound like the modern NBA is the same as Michael Jordan was, like the modern NBA started in 1990. It didn't.
Hey, man, I got to slow down a little bit. I sped it up a little bit. Damn, but he talked fast already. So 125 is, goddamn. I'm putting on 115, y'all. Let's see what 115 hitting like.
It just straight up not. We're in such a different world than we were in the 90s. Back then, there was way less player movement. It was way easier to make your team and keep them together. We know he had the best team. He's part of that, but he had an amazing supporting cast. The reason LeBron has to cycle through teammates, it's hard to build a good team today when you're not a homegrown, draft all your stars type of team. You can't, elongated success is harder.
Well, I'm just going to say this. LeBron James, he spent most of the 80s getting his ass whooped by Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, all these guys. Had every opportunity in the world to leave Chicago and join any of those teams to make sure they had better players around him. But he stuck it out in Chicago.
No, let's tell the true story. Players didn't have the ability to leave teams like that back during Jordan's time. They didn't have the luxury of being able to move around. Thanks to LeBron, he revolutionized that. Players doing shit in their own best interest. Think about it. He never demanded a trade. But one thing Michael Jordan did is he did demand a trade off his team. And people don't ever talk about that shit either. Jordan demanded to get off the goddamn Bulls. They wouldn't trade him. That's the only reason Jordan stayed a Bull for his entire career. When he came back from retirement, they still had the rights to his ass. He had to come back to the Bulls. He couldn't go to any other fucking team. They couldn't move around like that. But Jordan did demand a fucking trade. So we ain't gonna act like he ain't try to leave his team. LeBron's never demanded a trade. LeBron done fulfilled his contract all the way through for every team he ever done played with. Then he left. If the motherfuckers wasn't doing what the fuck he took to win, he left. And don't nobody blame him for leaving Cleveland and going, like, some people want to say it's a sucker move to go to Miami. They knew they wasn't going to put no team around that dude. Eric Snow, Drew Ilgauskas and shit. Like, bro, they wasn't putting nobody around that boy to win. And he was going up against the Celtics, man. Come on now. Hell nah. That Celtics team that everybody put up on a pedestal with KG and Paul Pierce down. They built their super team. That's why LeBron left. Said, fuck that shit. I want to win. So let's keep it real. Kenny said, laugh my ass off. LeBron destroys franchise before he leaves the team. How he destroy teams? If he destroy teams, the team don't put nobody around him. So he leave and they bad. And the only team you can really say that for is Cleveland when he left the first time. Because Cleveland good right now. And Miami's still good too. Miami done won championships since he been gone. So you only can say about Cleveland the first go around. And that ain't his fault. Like, if you ain't building no fucking team, like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's gonna suck when I leave. I'm the only reason the team fucking good. That ain't me destroying it. That's y'all not doing what the fuck it takes to keep me here. Like, we gotta be real, man. If your job wasn't invested in you, man, you'll get the fuck out of there.
They developed a team, they put players around him that they can win, and then he won 6 in a row outside of his little gambling era. But then, I say that to say, with LeBron at the buzzer, he's soft.
His ass was under contract. He did not have every opportunity.
Yeah, welcome to the Knicks. I do thank you for your service. Okay, this next topic is controversial. LeBron James is one of the clutchest players of all time.
We meet again.
Hello. Welcome back.
I'm gonna just tell you ahead of time, he actually is, but I know a lot of people gonna disagree, but you can go look it up. LeBron is one of the clutchest players in NBA history. If not the clutches, I think. But Uncanny said, you're in denial. Miami and Cleveland had to rebuild after LeBron destroyed their cap space. What are you talking about? Miami was still good. They were still decent. Yeah, they had to. You got to replace the person that you had on your team. LeBron is the greatest player of all time. You got to replace him. Yeah, it's going to take you a little while to get right. Chris Bosh retired because he had the blood clots. And Dwayne Wade had already been falling off a cliff. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, without LeBron, then yeah. They're going to struggle a little bit, but look at them. They won a championship since then. Hold on. Did they win? They ain't win no championship since then. But they've been back to the NBA Finals. They've been there twice. Like, they all right, man. They all right. But I ain't, you call it denial, Kenny, you can. But I don't think so. He also said he demanded so many trades, it took years for Miami and Cleveland to rebuild. LeBron never demanded a trade. If you can point to it, point me to an article or something that says LeBron demanded a trade, and I give it to you. But that ain't never happened.
Clutch what? Not clutch at the free throw line. Maybe he has some clutch performances, but let's bring up the biggest moments of LeBron James' career, and let's continue to talk about winning like my brother Nelson did. Miami Heat, biggest shot of the series that got them to Game 7, Jesus Shuttlesworth. Game 7 against Warriors, and my guy, Stephen Curry, that's ingrained in my memory, Kyrie Irving. And who passed him the ball? LeBron. Because it wasn't his moment. Whenever it's time and it really counts and it comes down to it, he's passing the ball because he shies away from the last shot. Please don't go to some regular season game where no one is watching. Let's talk about the biggest moments when being clutch matters.
Let's make
he
80%
doesn't
of the
have
game
the ball in
irrelevant.
his hand.
Okay.
Well, what matters the most?
Keep on, sorry. Keep on.
The last shot or the ones that happened before? I placed a value on the shot that got them to win. Talk to me.
Again, similar to last time we argued, that would be real great if we stopped thinking about basketball 15 years ago. How do you get to the last shot? How do you keep these games competitive? Everything leads up to it. And real quick, did that question say one of the most clutch players or one of the most clutch last shot shooters?
I would say this is about being clutch at the end. That's how clutch is mostly defined. No one's really talking about it before in the first, second, and third quarter.
Oh, I'm not talking about
There is a clutch time stat, too. I think it's the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Let's define it by that then.
Okay, the clutch player.
Yeah.
What is involved in offense? Passing and shooting. Setting up others for good shots and shooting the shot yourself. So I'm not going to let you pretend that playmaking is irrelevant and that setting up open shooters is not good. It is. LeBron has taken his fair share of difficult, tough shots at the end of this too. I think the stat is he's like 7 for 12 on these last second shots in playoffs, which, cool, he can do that too. If you want to say other guys had did it more often than him or in flashier ways that you remember more because it was in a big game on national TV and what you were watching, great. I, for one, have the privilege of having the internet. And I know that not everything that I didn't see, some of it still happened, even though I didn't see it. And he has good clutch numbers. So I won't pretend that's not the case. But also the harping on the fact that he passes the ball to people as if it's a negative is ridiculous. The smartest players know the smartest shots aren't always contested step back shots because you want to be the one to take it. If you have a 40% corner three-point shooter, you give him the ball. And you said maybe he has some clutch performances in the beginning to downplay it. Yeah, maybe he has a lot of them. Maybe he averages 34 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists in closeout games. Maybe not. I don't know, but I think yes. So I'm not gonna pretend that's just a throwaway and you could just like toss it aside and be like, what about free throws? Because the good stuff actually matters, not just the bad stuff.
And look, this notion that LeBron is not clutch is laughable, y'all. And I'm gonna show you why it's laughable. LeBron James don't hit no game winners, and he don't hit it when it counts, man. You gotta hit it in the playoffs, man. That's where it counts, man. That's where it's at, man. Man. Well, shit, check it out. LeBron James in the playoffs, game winners. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Let's see if he got any clutch moments.
Now Bergeron. They get it to LeBron. Turiaf's on him at 3 and 2. LeBron to win the game. He does.
Clutch to me. Look like he won the game. Looks like they are in the playoffs. Hold on, are they in the playoffs? They ain't in the playoffs.
He does. Ron James over Turiaf from the wing.
Mo Williams will throw in. Rashard Lewis playing off the ball. Lewis gets it to LeBron for 3 for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer as the Cavaliers.
That's a little clutch to me. It's in the playoffs.
Have proven out to tie the series and what a miraculous shot by James. West plays the inbounds. Battier gets it in. Here's James on the drive for the win.
Feel like it's in the playoffs.
Time LeBron James taking to the rim in Miami, coming away with a 1-point overtime victory.
1.5 remaining. James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James.
Feel like it's in the playoffs.
At the buzzer. Stuns the Chicago Bulls, and the series is tied at 2 games apiece. What a finish here at the United Center for the second straight game. A buzzer beater. Green looking to the front court. Here's LeBron. James catch fire. Ball game. He did it. LeBron James wins it for Cleveland.
Shades of 2009 against the
All right, I'm gonna stop showing all this, man. I think the point is proven, man. I think the point is proven. Stop saying that man ain't clutch. That man his fair share of game winners, and I think he's at the top of the league all time in game winners. But you know, people gonna keep having that argument. I guess they just don't believe they lying eyes. I guess they don't. But either way, though,
You talked about playmaking, but let's talk about those plays because you said you have the internet. Me too. So we can easily go and look at these moments. He didn't pass Ray the ball. That was a tip out. So shout out to Chris Bosh.
Good for
LeBron
him.
was nowhere near that play. He actually missed the shot before it. Then we could go to him setting up Kyrie Irving. He didn't play make. He just gave him the ball and shot away. You remember the Olympics?
I do.
Who he gave the ball to?
Steph Curry.
And you saw what Steph did?
He's bad.
Hit a clutch three. That won him the gold medal, and he was robbed of that Olympic MVP too. Don't even get me started there. So in the biggest moments of LeBron's career, on the international stage or on the NBA stage, it is not him making the play, and it is not him making the shot. He has to rely on other people, and that's
Sure.
okay.
If you pretend his career is wrapped up into 2 plays, then you got it.
3 plays.
Oh, 3. Sorry. There we go. Especially the one that didn't happen in the NBA too. Got to count that one. The one that's not relevant.
It is a global game, and the United States needed that victory.
There we go.
And what would be remembered if they finished in 2nd place or 3rd place, right? If they got that silver medal, that would be a bigger stain on his career than any of his other losses. So don't count out the Olympics. It only happens once every 4 years.
Okay, there you go. You can have your Olympics talk in which LeBron won. So I'm glad that.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
All right, let's get factual because you can't dispute facts,
I
right?
cannot.
All right. So
Do you have the facts written down?
Oh, maybe just little pointers. But here's
Why
the
can't I
thing.
have PEDs? This is crazy. I didn't
Here's
know we'd
the-
have notes.
I just wanted to get specific because I know like Bronzexual is really just kind of
Yeah, bad memory. Yeah, you remind me.
And so we're gonna go over LeBron's 4-6 records finals. Let's talk about him in the last 24 seconds. The actual stats.
The last 24 seconds?
Yes.
Of the game?
Oh yeah.
24 seconds is so arbitrary. Go ahead. Tell me about the last 24 seconds.
All right. Final four, 24
Very
seconds.
random number.
Ready?
Yep.
0-7.
In 24 seconds.
And in the finals, final 10 seconds, 0-5. Final 5 seconds, 0-4. A buzzer beater, which he only had 1, so his games aren't even close. 0-1. A clutch player finishes those plays. You give Michael Jordan the ball, he finishes the play. You give LeBron the ball, he'll give it to someone else. When you're a clutch player, you don't do that. Not to mention multiple polls done by The Athletic. No one's ever voted. His peers have never voted for him to be a top 5 clutch player in the NBA. How are you going to call him a clutch player if his peers don't even think so?
When did those athletic polls start?
But once again, y'all, we just watched the video of LeBron being clutch. And then another beauty of it is he's so good at his game, it don't come down to the last fucking second. Think about it. For you to have a clutch moment, it has to be a close game. He still got clutch moments. That's crazy.
2-3 years ago.
How old was LeBron 2-3 years ago?
I think that
Was he in his
it
prime?
comes from everyone.
Was he in his prime?
They put his teammates.
Was he in his prime? I don't believe so.
He just won a championship like 3 years ago.
That was a Mickey-
Time's flying. That's like 5 seasons ago now. It's 4.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Irrelevant. Listen, 24 seconds is a lovely number when you're looking to find the exact number you needed to find no shots. If you expand to what clutch time actually is, the last 5 minutes when you're leading up to wins, obviously those numbers are going to be better. So, shout out finding the perfect number for the stat.
Could you give me a buzzer beater or a clutch shot that he has hit?
Again,
Y'all remember when he was playing Toronto? He was playing Toronto fucking is this a shot? I think this is a shot. Yeah, I think I got it. No, that ain't it. No. I'm gonna find it. He was playing Toronto in the playoffs. I think it was game 7. Yeah, I think it was game 7. I got it right here. Yeah, 2018, y'all. 2018, LeBron winning DD boy dirty. Winning DD boys dirty, bro. They couldn't stop. Look, Toronto was a high seed to that year, y'all. They couldn't do a damn thing with LeBron James. They couldn't, y'all. I'm gonna show it to you. And I got it up here right here. Let's see this real quick. Like, this girl, they keep talking like this didn't happen. It was 2018. Like, it's 2025 right now. And they filmed this in 2024. Girl, it ain't been that long ago. But watch this.
Throws up the floater. Good night, Cleveland. That is for you. How he changes.
Look at this shit.
Is in the air and gets it off the glass in plenty of time. Now that was some play. He hasn't taken any off-balance shot. Now as he goes up in the air.
Think about how difficult that is, man. That was in the playoffs. I think they went up 3-0 on their ass with that one. Went up 3-0 on their ass with that one, man. Come on, man. Like, girl, it wasn't that long ago, man. It really wasn't that long ago. See, I think people be having selective memory, man. about what this man done did and what Jordan done did. I'm like, come on now. Say, Uncanny said, remind me, Jay, did he win the finals that year? No, he went up against the Warriors. He went up against the Warriors. Dude, he went up against the greatest team of all time twice. And he almost beat him in game 1 every time. JR ain't running back court and shit, but I'm a Warriors fan, so I was rooting for the Warriors anyway, so it didn't really matter. I was loving that he didn't win that shit. But like that was his roadblock for like maybe 4 or 5 years, man. He had to go up against that team, man. So it is what it is.
The fact that we're saying clutch shots, like we have to have one single shot, isn't what clutch actually is. I can give you plenty of games in which he came up clutch in an elimination game, in which he had fourth quarter performances and went crazy. Obviously, Game 6 versus Boston is the one everyone talks about, where he came out and simply destroyed them. Obviously, 2016 Game 7 finals, defensively and offensively, two-way performance. Trying to narrow it down to one shot in the last 10 seconds is just pushing it into a direction that isn't actually, showing what clutch is in basketball.
See, that's the thing with LeBron. We always redefine that line of clutch.
You picked the line.
We had to redefine it for him because he doesn't meet the overall standard of Michael Jordan. So
if you can pick a line, I can pick a line. So we can just go back and forth picking standards.
Do you think fans are cherry picking, or haters are cherry picking stats right now?
That's what they got to do. I mean, I respect the game.
Thought she had a Duke for a second.
Okay. Yeah. I do think people.
I respect a good hater at heart.
People do forget that a block in the clutch is still a clutch play.
Okay, before I start, I just want to say it's getting like really hot in here.
Another outfit change.
It's so hot. Like you guys got to put up the AC a little bit, So all these people are talking and all this stuff. I want to let you talk a little bit. Like, what's your definition of clutch?
Clutch is making the right plays, leading to efficient offense when it matters most. When the game is on the line, making the plays that'll decide you get a victory.
So, like, my definition of clutch is being the best in the brightest moments. You think that's fair?
I think that's I think I'd ask more specificity on when the brightest moments are, but that's about the same.
I would say in the playoffs, finals, his 4-6 record.
Okay.
So, what about the Dallas Mavericks? Like, what do you think about that series?
Terrible. That's the biggest blight in his career.
Yeah.
And you got that. I think that's an actual terrible mark, and I won't pretend it's not. I just wouldn't pretend it's the end-all be-all. I wouldn't let somebody's career of any sort, any player, be defined by one bad week.
So you would say he wasn't clutch in that series?
God, no. No.
So he's not clutch then?
If you only were alive for 2011, then sure.
Okay, so
I had the privilege of continuing to live after that. So
let's also talk about how he almost lost a rookie Jason Tatum.
How he almost lost?
Yeah, almost lost.
But he didn't.
Game 7 though.
But he won the game.
A rookie Jason Tatum who averaged 14 points a game.
I thought the game was about to win. He won the game.
Yeah, against a rookie Jason Tatum. Was that impressive?
But did he win?
He did win, but
all that matters is winning. Am I right?
Yeah.
Y'all are dangerously close.
Okay,
to
let's also talk about the Kyrie
that
shot.
Nonsense.
A game that he won.
Let's talk about the Kyrie shot.
The game that he won.
No, Kyrie won that game. Let's talk about Ray Allen. He won that game. So that's like
1v12.
So that's like 2 rings right there.
Kyrie's the GOAT.
If they didn't make those shots, he would have 2 rings. We wouldn't be here right now if Ray Allen and Kyrie ever didn't make those.
People act like games are just like it's all just one moment. One moment can be highlighted as a significant moment for a win or a loss. But damn, bitch, they had to play the whole fucking game. If the motherfucker wasn't in the game, they wouldn't even have been in that situation. People keep forgetting what LeBron was doing down there in Miami when Ray Allen hit that shot. And they damn sure forget. Because this is when, I'm going to ask the question later when people think LeBron was at his best. But that year when Kyrie hit that shot, people keep forgetting that LeBron had just made the block. Yeah, man, I'm going to hit his head on the rim blocking that shot. That man was literally, he could kiss that bitch. That's how he was out there jumping. Like, forget, the man was averaging like 30-something fucking points in the playoffs. Like, during that series. He was doing everything. Scoring, rebounding, passing, blocking shots, blocking down on defense. Man, come on, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck this dude talking about, bro. The guy would get a goofy in him, man.
Kyrie can beat the Golden State Warriors by himself. Put him in the Hall of Fame today. You got it.
Oh, he's
a GOAT.
Come on now,
he's the GOAT, apparently.
Okay, let's talk about, so he would have 2 rings without 2 shots. Let's also talk about Kyle Kuzma, how he passed him the ball during the bubble to make that up.
Let's talk about Kyle Kuzma as a sentence I did not expect to hear today. But go ahead. Tell me more about it.
But Kyle Kuzma made the last shot. I think it was in the bubble of playoffs. He made
Good
the
for
last
him.
shot.
Can you look me in the eye and tell me Kyle Kuzma is the reason they won the 2020 championship?
Kyle Kuzma is the reason why they
You're
won the
smiling your ass off.
2020
Look at you grinning. Look at you grinning.
Yeah, so Michael Jordan's way more clutch. Let's talk about the Jazz. Okay, the timer's up. Never mind. But yeah, Michael Jordan's more clutch.
All right. He was doing well. But Kyle Kuzma threw me for a loop. Everything was going well.
All right, I'm a hater, but I wanted to show you some love. Hopefully I could change your opinion, so I got you a gift.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Bribery?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's
damn.
LeBron.
I hate this gift.
But also check the back. Check the back. It's a very important stat. 4 and 6.
I hate this gift even more.
Yeah. I would define a clutch player as like the most important series than playing good. Somehow, some way, Jordan went 6-0. Surprisingly, like LeBron has had 6 losses in the finals, and Only 4 wins.
Do you find it to be more impressive to lose in the first round or the second round or the third round to lose in the finals?
Again, I thought we were talking about clutch player. You just said before that we don't
Do you
define
find
clutch
it
player.
more impressive to lose early in the playoffs or later?
I thought we were talking about clutch players, so let's stick to the top.
So you don't have an answer?
Not when it comes to what we were talking about. Do you want to talk about clutch players or something irrelevant?
Would you like me to get to my point?
You could try if it has to do with the prompt.
Would you find it more impressive to lose in the first round? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Would you find it more impressive to go into a game series against the Pistons in Game 5 and shoot 8 shots and get shut down? Is that clutch?
No.
No, everybody has. I say everybody has their lowlights. You can pick and choose which ones you want to talk about. If you find it less impressive because LeBron's lowlights came in the finals, whereas Jordan's came in the first or second round, and you want to say you should never lose on the brightest stage, well, I think you should get to the brightest stage. And how about that? Like, you can pick and choose how much you want to decide somebody's lowlights are worse. In reality, everybody has them. You're not defined by them unless you're Joel Embiid. These guys both have highs, lows. I won't pretend that his lows are worse because he happened to get further with less.
I'm not going to go and just start glorifying someone that lost in the finals. I define a clutch player as when it comes down to the final series. Also, not to mention, LeBron has to go jump from team to team. He's a glorified Patrick McCaw. Jordan never left any team. Whatever team he went to, he stuck it out and he won multiple championships, 6 championships. LeBron goes to a team, strips every asset away, and still doesn't win in the finals. I would hope if he created his own team that he'd be able to make it to the finals.
Yeah, well, not everybody has the privilege of being drafted to a competent organization that drafts a Scottie Pippen, goes and gets a Dennis Rodman, and makes it a legit
team.
Team.
People want to play with Jordan.
Do you think LeBron stayed for 2 years and then left? No, he gave the Cleveland Cavaliers a chance. They were incompetent.
So what happened in Miami?
He won 2 championships in Miami.
Why did he leave Miami?
Because Dwayne Wade's knees fell apart.
Okay, so exactly. He left because he wanted a better team. He's just going to jump every time. He stripped the Lakers of every single asset. And guess what? He's just going to leave again because that's all he does.
I won't pretend it's noble to lose amongst poverty and play next to a bunch of crappy players. I won't pretend that gives him points because he's nice and brave about toughing it out. I don't really care.
All right, so we could just jump from team to team. I'll win every...
I'm keeping this. Don't pretend I
don't. No, it's for the haters. It's for the haters, not for you. Right.
There's a dumbass argument. And it sounded like he was emotional about it, like he felt some type of way. Yeah, he felt some type of way about that shit. But here you go. We're going to look at something real quick, like, man, because I'm getting tired of this shit. People act like they don't remember history. This is Michael Jordan's playoff record, like while he was in the league, y'all. All right, and you see first row, you made it to the first round of the playoffs. Second row, you made it to the semifinals. Third row, conference finals. Final row, that fourth row, NBA Finals. All right, let's scroll right on down here to when Michael Jordan came into the league. Okay, when he started making the playoffs, not when he got drafted, y'all. When he started making the playoffs, he got his ass whooped in the first round in '85. What happened in '86? Got his ass whooped again, swept. All right, what happened in '87? Got swept again. All right, next '88, y'all. In '88, improvement. Got out the first round and got beat in 5 games. In the second round to the Pistons. Going into the next year, 89 late, made it all the way to the conference finals. Got his ass whooped. Y'all. Went back to next year. Got whooped in the conference finals. Then we got to the time when Michael Jordan started winning. He started winning. 91 won, 92, 93, got it. The next year, they didn't qualify. They didn't qualify, y'all. 95, second round. And that's when Jordan came back. That's when he came back. 96, got there. 97, got there. 98, got there. And this is the retirement years. And you see they don't want to show nothing else after that because, he went to the Wizards after that shit. They act like he didn't play in the Wizards jersey. You see, Uncanny said, now show LeBron playoff record to see how many ass whoopings he had in them 20 years. I'll pull up LeBron, man. I'll pull up LeBron James. Let's see what they got on LeBron. See LeBron James. Dope James. Now I want to see the father. Yeah, give me the father. Man, I had to probably look it up the other way. Yeah, because I don't know if they're going to show that shit in here. Yeah, I had to look it up the other way. Had to look at the way I looked up Jordan. Let's see, LBJ. Because they know who we talking about. Go, James. All right, let's see LeBron. Now look at this, y'all. Look at this shit. And they showing when he got drafted. Actually, I think they might have showed when Jordan got drafted in there, too. But his first 2 years in the league, didn't make the playoffs. First year in, made it to the second round. 3 years in the league, y'all made it to the second round, but he got beat. beaten 7 games. 4th year in the league, made it to the finals. Yes, he got swept. He made it to the finals in his 4th year, led the team. All right. Year after that, 2nd round. Not that good of an advancement. All right. Moving on, conference finals. Lost in the conference finals. Lost again in the 2nd round. Year after that. Made it to the finals, lost to the Mavs. Made it to the finals, beat the Thunder. Made it to the finals, beat the Spurs. Made it to the finals, lost to the Spurs. Made it to the finals, lost to the Warriors. Made it to the finals, beat the Warriors. Made it to the finals, lost to the Warriors. Made it to the finals, lost to the Warriors. Made it to the finals, beat the Heat. Lost in the 1st round to the Suns. Didn't make the playoffs the year after that. Lost in the conference finals to the Nuggets. And then lost in the 1st round to the Nuggets the year after. So the man, pretty much, his career is just playoffs, pretty much. Think about that. It took him 2 years. He didn't make the playoffs before he went on a playoff run to then missing the playoffs pretty much 2 more times in his career. 2 more times in his career. I like those stats. Seems like consistently trying to get to the playoffs, consistently getting to the playoffs. You see, all I see is ass whoopings. Man, look, I can't hold you on Kenny, man. Look, if you a Jordan fan, look, I can't hold you on that. I see people trying to consider it that way. I ain't gonna knock it. One bit. But we are gonna skip ahead. LeBron, because LeBron's responsible for creating super teams. Oh yeah, we need to cover that conversation because I'm tired of that.
But that sacrifice is a title, so
let's see what they talking about.
If I could win 2 championships and be mid for 5 years after, I'm taking that every year.
Next topic. LeBron James is responsible for the super team. Seems like a no-brainer to me.
And I'm gonna just say this: no, he's not. But let's hear their arguments.
Let's go. Back to back.
How is he not? I mean, we just spoke about it before.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'd love for you to.
Well, we pretend the Celtics didn't make a super team 2 years before he did. That's one reason. The real reason for the super team is because modern free agency promotes player movement. There's more talent today. You have to compile talent to win. Back in the day, there was obviously less talent, like I said, and the way the rules are made, you didn't often see stars come together like that. In the modern NBA, when it's harder and harder to win, it simply became a necessity. Just because he was on the front lines of that and was the second team to do it in this era, doesn't mean he created it. He's not a GM, as most of the people want to say he is. He wasn't the GM of the Miami Heat, I'll tell you that for sure. You think Pat Riley was listening to him calling shots? No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not reality. But either way, it's just a symptom of the modern NBA and the new rules that were created and the new just reality of how you win a game. And he wasn't the first, like I said. The Celtics, the Lakers got 2 Hall of Famers at the peak of their prime. Teams had, again, not the peak of their prime, the peak of the Lakers' prime. Those Hall of Famers are washed, obviously. But, it wasn't the first time we've seen lots of star names get put together.
You're talking about general managers making trades to go create teams. Kevin Garnett was traded to the Celtics. I think they just came together naturally. LeBron talks about recruiting players openly. He created the first ever super team, and what happened right after? Kevin Durant followed in suit. There's a lot of other superstars that are just following in suit for what LeBron started.
So the Celtics aren't a super team because they traded for Kevin Garnett and didn't sign him?
I don't know if they recruited players. LeBron himself said that he recruited Chris Bosh, and he went and he spoke to Dwayne Wade. He said that he spoke to Dwayne Wade, and they all were like, "Let's go to Miami."
As free agents should. That has little bearing on if the Celtics were a super team or not. Just because that super team was traded for rather than signed.
Also, what about
entirely
multiple
irrelevant.
super teams?
What about it?
The Lakers. He did the same thing multiple times. It's not a coincidence that he's the first person to start.
No one's calling the Lakers a super team.
Are you telling me that Paul Pierce called up Kevin Garnett and Rondo and they're like, well, let's all go to Boston and create a super team over there? Isn't that the definition of
I don't have their phone logs, but I have a feeling that Paul Pierce was involved in recruiting Kevin Garnett. Yes, that's not a novel idea.
I don't think so. I think they just traded a bunch of assets.
LeBron invented communication? I don't think so.
I
think players talked before that.
I don't know if he invented it. I think LeBron perfected it.
Probably.
Is that Draymond?
Yeah, they try to act like players didn't talk to each other. How you think Charles Barkley ended up on the Trailblazers? You think that just randomly happened out of nowhere? Nah, the motherfucker, him and Clyde were talking. It's like, bro, we can do this shit, man. Go ahead and come on up out of here. I know your contract about to be up. Players talk, man. They play in the all season. They go to the same places and play against each other in the all season, man. The motherfuckers talking to each other, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. And when you got a job and your job is to win championships, that's the ultimate goal. You're gonna do whatever you got to do to try to win it. As long as you're doing it within the rules, don't nobody give a fuck. All the people that say that shit, him going to Miami and all that shit, I don't care. I don't care. His job is to try to win. Try to win, man. If Jordan had the ability to do it in the 90s, in the 80s, he would have did it because he tried to. And they wouldn't let his ass go nowhere. Hey, I don't know how you can hold that against somebody. You're supposed to be trying to win.
Green was crying in the parking lot calling up Kevin Durant.
Not only is LeBron James responsible for the super team, he is responsible for the detriment of the NBA when we talk about player mobility, right? You can talk about the Celtics and the Lakers, all of that. That stuff happened because GMs were bad at that.
Think about what they're arguing for. You go to a team and you're stuck on that team. You can't go nowhere. That's like getting hired at Google and they saying you can't work for nobody else. All you can do is retire. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, people say that shit like he went to another team. Okay, there's other businesses that he can work for. No, he needs to stay at one because, that's how I grew up. That's how I watched it. Man, that sounds so fucking dumb. That sounds so dumb. You ain't gonna stay at the same job. If you found a better job, you're gonna go to the better job. Like, that's just, look, that's some sports people type shit. That's the sports people type shit. But guess what? They'll hold that against LeBron, but they won't hold Tom Brady leaving the Patriots and going to the Buccaneers to a stacked team. They won't say nothing about that. It's a bunch of hypocrites, man.
At their job. What LeBron did.
That was a good move to me.
What LeBron did influenced everybody. He allowed Kevin Durant to feel free enough to be like, yeah, let me go to the world. Not only does LeBron think of himself as the GOAT, he thinks of himself as a leader amongst men. He thinks of himself as the big dog in the NBA.
King.
Exactly.
He is.
The chosen one, right? He chose to go to Miami and show everybody, if I can do it, so can you. And now we have guys like Paul George thinking that he can jump from team to team and make super teams. LeBron James is making Paul George feel like he can do that. Every player in the league thinks that they can do it, and it all stems from LeBron James choosing to call Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and be like, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do this. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to build, right? I don't want to do that. I want to go from team to team, and as soon as I see that my buddy's knees are gone, I'm leaving you high and dry.
A few things. What I'm sensing is you just do not respect Paul George or Kevin Durant, and you wanted a mic to get that shit off your chest. And I respect it. Go ahead. Let us know. Fair.
It's not about them, but you know.
Y'all ask the question. Name the one time LeBron James demanded a trade. Name one time. Because I know Paul George did. I damn sure know KD did. What are we talking about? LeBron's never demanded a trade. He fulfilled his contract and he went on by his business afterwards. Ain't no problem with that. That man, look. I trust his word. When he say he gonna come here and he gonna fulfill whatever contract we give him, he gonna do that. Has he ever let any fucking organization down when it came to his obligation for what he was contractually obligated to? No.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Secondly, if you're telling me that LeBron's biggest influence on this world is that he made teams realize that they can make dope-ass teams and be really good at basketball, am I supposed to take that as a negative? Oh, fucking no. Boo-hoo. I think I'll live. And yeah, I just don't think that that's a negative. And there's one more thing you said that I wanted to respond to that was hilarious. Oh, you said he doesn't want to stay and build with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Are you under the impression that we need to be nicer to billionaires? Because Dan Gilbert tried. He gave him time, and eventually Dan Gilbert and his front office failed miserably, and he said, I show you no loyalty. I'm going to go to a place where my career will be prioritized and handled the right way. I'm personally not of the opinion that we need to be nicer to those guys. I think if they're incompetent and do a bad job at the teams they run, these players should say, go fuck yourself. I'm going to go build a good team.
Two things. One.
No.
And I agree.
No, show me nicer to billionaires.
No.
Show me nicer to billionaires.
Two things. I don't defend Dan Gilbert for anything.
Oh.
And then two, just say you hate competition. Just say you hate that, right? The basis of the NBA, the NBA was ruined for years because we knew coming into the season the Warriors were going to win. LeBron doesn't want that setup. He built super teams.
The clock rang. I'm not hearing it.
He gets his last sentence off. That's a little immoral.
Exactly.
It's unethical. He gets his last sentence off.
Exactly.
I don't have to hear it.
All right, fair enough, too. That's also fair.
Instead of inventing a super team, LeBron productized a super
Man, leaving the beaver ass up here. Come on now.
team. Do you remember the decision?
I do.
Do you remember that time?
I do.
Do you remember when he embarrassed himself on national television
Not
in
one,
front
not
of a
two, not
nice
three.
group of children at the Greenwich YMCA?
I do remember that.
Do you remember that?
I remember when he brought a lot of money to that organization too that night.
Did he?
I did.
That's interesting. Were any of them Knicks fans in the crowd? Do you think he broke any of their hearts? Do you think he had any consideration for who was sitting in the crowd that night?
No, I think he's ruthless.
I think he is too. Great, you're making my point.
Yeah.
So I think he's about himself, and he needs people around him to make him better and kind of elevate him. And so if you saw, and I'm hoping they're showing right now.
Name one standalone person that's great by themselves without having the help of others. What argument are we making, man? What the fuck? Michael Jordan couldn't win until he got Scottie, until he got Phil Jackson. He needed help. What are you talking about? Everybody needs help. I just don't get that. Ain't nobody out here doing shit by themselves, man. People that are successful in life, they had a lot of help from a lot of people. Motherfuckers try to act like I just did it all by myself. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody does.
Now, the presentation that they had after the decision when they decided to become a super team, you remember that? That was pretty embarrassing, right?
Bit cringe. I think I'll give you that.
Yeah, so I would
Didn't
say,
age well.
in addition to drawing like the media attention to himself and ruining those little kids' lives, right? He also decided to put himself on an own pedestal and present himself to the world, I would say. And so I don't think you can argue that he didn't not only just productize and make this thing a thing, but he also kind of put himself completely out there on the global stage.
He might have made bad marketing a thing. He might have ruined the perception of the star and how they market themselves and build their brand. You can have it. Nothing to do with the super team, so I respect the opinion. And if we're gonna go with he hates Knicks children, specifically Knicks fans' children, I think we should all hate more Knicks fans' children. I think we should make this like a common theme that we find the closest Knicks fan child and we tell them we hate them.
Let's get up.
And
Let's
we
get
tell
up.
them that their sports fandom is worthless in this world. I think we need to be meaner to kids.
I'm happy to start the fire. Let's go.
Okay, good. So this is a great segment into what I really didn't like about the whole LeBron situation. I mean, if you're gonna create a whole presentation about saying, you know, not 2, not 3, not 4, and we're going to get all the way up to, I think it was maybe 8, 7 or 8. And just to come up empty-handed after that is pretty embarrassing to me. And in my opinion, if you're going to go up there and you're going to say those numbers, you know, you better damn well go up there and complete and get to whatever number you thought you were going to get to. I have a lot of respect for people.
Yeah, that shit all the Trump supporters. The one Trump supposed to make America great again last time he was president. Man, shut that dumbass argument up, man. That's a dumbass argument. Yeah, people can be hyperbolic and make claims. Like when he did that shit down there in Miami, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, all that shit. Look, they were set up to do it. Did they accomplish it? No. But they didn't leave empty-handed. That's one thing, to build a team and not win nothing. Not win a motherfucking thing. Matter of fact, it'd be even worse if you did that and didn't even make it to the finals. And shout out to CJ when he said that. How the fuck he start the super team when the 04 Lakers existed? Be real about that. Be really real about that. And the sad part is people like, man, Karl Malone was beyond. He was gone, and Gary Payton. They made it to the finals. They made it to the finals. Like, these people be acting like that team. They were just all old. That team made it to the fucking finals. Like, what are we talking about? That's how the Celtics got their chip. Anything is possible. That bullshit. The Lakers made it to the motherfucking finals, man. This shit crazy, man. And see, CJ also said, the failed Rockets with Hakeem, Drexler, Pippen, and Bart. Let's not talk about them. We can't bring up these teams where all these super teams were built. Like, people tripping, bro. He said, man, wait, I fucking... Only reason they lost is because Malone got hurt. And, like, we can be real about it, man. We can be real about it, man. People, like, we can't have revisionist history, man. We cannot have revisionist history, man.
People or players that will take a chance and either stay on a team and try and win with that team or potentially go to a different team that is not stacked up or has all this superstar talent. And if they go there and then win with that team. So a lot of the respect that I've had for LeBron definitely did come with the Cavaliers win. But again, that came with now restacking the roster. You know, in a situation for that decision, for that night when he went on camera, it was like, let's have a decision. It was a whole premiere. I mean, that's kind of just really ridiculous. You know, my GOAT Jordan would probably never do that. And as a matter of fact, if he went up there and said he was going to win 8 times, he damn well was winning 8 times. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. I think the biggest difference is that people feared Michael Jordan rather than they just kind of respect LeBron. And to make a spectacle like that when you go up there, and again, just kind of brag that you automatically, before you even play a game, think,
hey, y'all tell me which one y'all want. Would you rather be feared or respected? I'd rather be respected. I'd rather be respected, y'all. That's just me, though.
that you guys are the best team, you're going to win, 5-6 straight, I think is just unfair and it's not good for the whole league in general. And just to piggyback off of that, I think that it made more players feel like they can do that. And the biggest example is KD losing 3-1 and then going and joining the Warriors. The whole can't beat him, join him thing. Like, I feel like that really all stemmed from the fact that LeBron stacked up the team, thought that he could be unbeatable or they would be unbeatable. So that allowed other players to think that it's acceptable to kind of go there and do that.
There's no nobility in taking the toughest route and losing. It's just not anything that anybody should strive for. You can't, on one hand, tell me winning is everything, we should do whatever we can to win, and then be like, oh no, make it harder. Like, pick a side. Should they do everything to win, or should he be noble and be so brave about staying with a terrible team? Because if you want to prioritize winning and want him to be a winning player and all this stuff, him and Mo Williams were not walking through those doors with rings. It wasn't going to happen. He gave them plenty of time. He stayed there for 7 years, gave them plenty of chances to build a contender. And what's the best they did? Bring in a washed up Shaq. It wasn't working. You would have had way more criticism of him if he stayed there and just lost over and over again. You wouldn't have been like, oh, he's so brave. He's so for Cleveland. Good for him. You would have been like, this guy sucks. He's never going to win a championship. He has nothing on Jordan. And you said he did the whole spectacle thing. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Again, I'm not up here saying that he is the most humble NBA player of all time. Humility is not a measure of success for me right now. I don't care.
Yeah, but Jordan was way more humble than LeBron.
That is absolutely asinine. Jordan is the least humble person I've ever seen.
Okay, time out.
Jordan was not humble, first off, and Jordan was an asshole to his fans. The same folks that love him. He wouldn't talk to you. Jordan did not like fans, bro. He was like, I'm here to play basketball. I'm here to get my $30 million. I ain't here to talk to y'all. Get away from me. That's how Jordan was. Jordan's always been an asshole. Like, let's be real, man. Let's be real. Talking about humble. And what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I told you, it's this nostalgia shit, man. I understand people like Michael Jordan. I ain't knocking you. There's things to not like about him. There's things to like about him. Same thing with LeBron. But dude, to try to act like this dude was somebody else that he wasn't, man, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. That ain't cool, bro.
Sorry, let me just retract. What I mean by that is he's obviously is confident in his abilities, which can still make you humble. You don't have to be arrogant and also be confident at the same time.
The thing is, both these guys are the most arrogant people in the world. So
arrogant.
I would call that a draw.
I would say that Michael Jordan is just more confident in his abilities and he knows what he's going to do. LeBron, I think, could be more considered arrogant.
I would say he's a well-documented asshole, and I respect him for it.
Next topic. LeBron's 2020 Lakers championship should have an asterisk.
Oh, brother.
Now we want to take a chip away from somebody. I don't even want to hear that argument, man. I'm skipping ahead. We going to LeBron's losing record in the finals. Because, that's always a talking point. Uncanny brought it up a little earlier. So, yeah, we skipping ahead.
LeBron having a losing record in the finals does not affect his legacy.
Well, I already told you this once. I'll do it again, right? If those two do not hit those 3-point shots, LeBron walks away with 2 rings. He doesn't go to the Game 7 against the Spurs, and then the Warriors probably will make a play and they end up winning. Right? I think that's very clear. LeBron James owes...
Ray Allen hit a shot, y'all. He did his job on the team that was paying him millions of dollars to do. LeBron happened to be on that team. But that wasn't Game 7. What happened in Game 7? Why they never talk about Game 7? Yeah, Ray Allen hit that shot, but what happened? That was another game that needed to be played. And what happened in that game? Like, come on, man. Stop saying that dumb shit. They swear up and down that nobody else helped Michael Jordan win a game. Like, come on, dude. You got to have people on the team to help out, bro. That's what they there for. You don't play basketball 1-on-5. It's 5-on-5. Everybody got a job to do. You don't take nothing away from Kobe when Kobe got his shit with motherfucking Shaq. His real shit was with Shaq. Now, he did get them 2 with Paul. But Kobe always needed somebody else on that team with him. Everybody needs somebody on that team with him. Scottie had to be there for Jordan with Phil Jackson. Kobe needed Shaq. He needed Powell. LeBron needed Dwayne Wade. He needed Chris Bosh. He needed Kyrie. He needed AD. You gonna need somebody on your team, bro. You can't do this shit by yourself. I don't get why. I swear they act like this motherfucker playing basketball 1-on-5.
His career and his standing as one of the greatest players of all time to those 2 gentlemen. If they weren't as clutch as they were, and if they weren't ready to take those shots, he doesn't finish the same way. And I don't think you'll be wearing that Lakers jersey.
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We can do this with a lot of things. If the Bulls didn't select Scottie Pippen and they select the next pick, who knows when his championship window opens? If the Pistons never age out of the championship window, who knows when his championship start? We can do this with so many things. Neither here nor there. The shots went in. So many plays led up to that point where LeBron James put them in the position to decide the game. You have to empower your teammates. You have to play a team game and hope that the team around you is good enough to match your level. And on that day, they were. Good. I will not downplay the contributions of Kyrie Irving, downplay the contributions of Ray Allen, because they don't take away from LeBron James. Those games do not come down to one play. Like I said earlier, if Kyrie Irving was good enough to beat the Golden State Warriors by himself and decide the game by himself, make him the GOAT today, because that's the greatest team of all time that he single-handedly took down, apparently.
It wasn't just Kyrie, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
It was also the NBA commissioner. he helped a bit.
There we go.
But those 2
Draymond Green being a moron, let's go.
Hey, listen, man. Dre makes some mistakes, but we're going to forgive him, right?
Okay.
He likes to punch, he likes to kick. Everybody has problems. But we got to keep it real. You have to be authentic, right? Yeah. I know you're a super fan, and I'm a hater. I'm not a super hater, but I can hate when it's time. You know that if those 2 shots don't go in, LeBron James, the discourse that we're having is completely different. And it's not really shoulda, coulda, woulda. We literally watched it. And
Yeah,
the next morning, on every single debate show, what clip was being shown? We did see the block, but the most important clip of the night is the shot, right? Yeah,
we did see the block.
We did see the block.
You like to slide things in like they're irrelevant. The block is just as iconic.
I didn't call it irrelevant. If it was irrelevant, I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
it was important. But
Equally
the block
so.
didn't win the game. The shot wins the game. Chris Bosh chipping the ball out to Ray Allen, that's the play that won the game. So he owes a lot to a lot of people, right? When it came down to those two biggest moments, LeBron James relied on the players who were ready to take the shot. And that's it.
Everybody owes a lot to all their teammates. I think it's a quintessential Jordan fan thing to act like that's a downside. When in reality, it's the whole system. It's a team-based game. To pretend otherwise is to not live in reality. And I think any rational fan should realize that nobody does it alone. And to even entertain the argument as if we should pretend that LeBron did it alone is just missing the forest for the trees.
All right, so let's revisit.
Right, I don't want to really hear her, but to CJ's point, he said, if Bird back didn't go out, how many rings do Mike or Isaiah get? Like a lot of people need to be real about that. When Jordan started winning, all the people that dominated the league started aging out. They started aging out. Isaiah was gone a couple years. That's a couple years after Jordan started getting going. Fucking Larry was gone. Magic, you already know what happened with him. He was gone. Like all the old heads used to beat him in his head all the time and take his lunch money. They were retiring out of the league. LeBron came into a league where it was Kobe's league. Let's be real. It was Kobe's league. Shaq was still up in that bitch doing his thing. But like, let's be real, man. Like, he didn't come in when people were aging out. These dudes were still Shaq. He aged out a little bit, but Kobe was still there battling in his prime. Kobe was in his prime. Curry got to his prime when LeBron was in there. Like, come on, man. You right about that. Jordan might not have got some shit if Bird back then went out. Isaiah them and all them motherfuckers, Magic and all them had to retire. See, he said if Jordan didn't retire, does he beat the Rockets? I don't think they would have beat the Rockets, to be honest with you. That dream shake, I don't know what they would have did with that. Kukoc wasn't guarding that shit.
Those two super important plays.
With or without
right?
the PEDs.
Yeah, well, I got to quote something, okay?
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you see in common in those two shots on the play call. You ready? So for the Ray Allen 3, rebound Bosh, back to Allen, his three-pointer, bang. Okay? Second one.
Okay.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. What do you see in common in those two calls?
Mike Breen?
Yes, but they don't have your GOAT's name in it.
Oh, that's a good
How
one.
does that affect his legacy?
Does Mike Breen hate
It's
LeBron?
not in the two most important moments of two of his rings.
And you know what else?
So how does it affect his career?
You know what else?
How does it affect his legacy? It means he's a loser.
Whenever he got the block, Mike Breen didn't say block by LeBron. He said block by James. He diminished him by not saying his main name. We might have to expose Mike Breen.
You better take that up with Mike Breen.
Hey, Mike Breen's on your side.
I'm not Mike Breen, but here's what I can tell you. LeBron raised a generation of losers. Okay? Who did Tom Brady say he was chasing? It wasn't LeBron, the same guy who was playing in his time. It was Michael Jordan. He's chasing Michael Jordan. 4 and 6. Let's just expand it out a little bit more. Let's put it out a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
You said Tom Brady said he was chasing Michael Jordan. No, why? Because Michael Jordan came before LeBron. He came before Brady. Yeah, you're going to chase the most recent motherfucker. What are you talking about?
8 and 8 in FIBA, Olympics, NBA. I mean, if you want to compare legacies, then you got to compare it to the GOATs, which is 11 and 0 in NCAA, Olympics, FIBA,
Jesus
NBA.
Christ.
That's a winner. But if you want to be like the rest of America and like LeBron's NFL team, the Cowboys, who are also losers, this is the generation that we're raising.
We're gonna get you on first take today.
4 and 6, 8 and 8. How does that not affect? But we're stat stuffers now. We don't care about winning. It's LeBron's generation. Also, one more thing. If it doesn't affect his legacy, then how can someone else be the greatest winner in his time? Steph Curry and the Spurs are the kings of LeBron's generation.
What we in the biz like to call that is understanding that it's a team game.
That's borderline buzz for that term. Let's keep going. I'll let you
What we
fly.
like to call that is it's a 5-on-5 game, and then we understand that. And then we know that if LeBron James played with Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, that wouldn't be a conversation we're having. They didn't win because Steph Curry is the king. They won because Steph Curry got to play with the other best player of all time, who got drafted next to the perfect complementary players to build the greatest regular season team of all time.
LeBron played with 26 All-Stars. I don't know. That's a pretty good hit.
26, like Darren Williams at age 36, Isaiah Thomas at age 36.
26.
It's a big number.
So you got nothing to say. It does affect his legacy.
Did I say that?
He's 4-6. Does it affect his legacy?
Do I need to repeat the same arguments? Do we need to go over this again?
Yeah, they just go to the team thing. They're like, it's a 5.
Oh, the silly little team thing.
Dude's a loser.
The silly little reality of 5 players on the court. I hate that.
Okay, last topic. LeBron is.
I don't like her arguments.
The GOAT.
Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't. Michael Jordan.
Man, look, I just don't like his face. I don't like his face, man. I don't like his face.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
Yeah, his face ain't right.
Jordan has a better PER than LeBron James. He has a higher offensive and defensive box plus minus.
Okay.
He has a better win share per 48.
Okay.
So, Michael Jordan is more efficient, better at offense, better at defense, and contributes to winning more. So how would he be better? Tell me.
Well, I don't know how many of those are true. I didn't write down a bunch of numbers for this.
It's true. Trust me, it's true.
He's not more.
Michael Jordan was not more efficient than LeBron James. Never ever happened. It's not more efficient.
True shooting percentage for all their prime years. LeBron's better.
I'll give that to you.
Leading teams to higher offensive ratings or on-off numbers. If you want to get in the nerdy numbers game, this is not a game you want to go down.
I did.
LeBron has a higher on-off number of how he impacts offense and defense. His on-off swing is higher than Jordan's. I don't know about their team offensive ratings year by year. I didn't look for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Are you looking at career offensive box plus minus and defensive?
I'm looking at career everything. I'm
That's your problem. You're looking at career. If you look at their prime years, which is what everyone gauges whenever they're talking about the peak of people's, LeBron's are typically better. So, if you look at all the relevant years only, LeBron's are better. We go on the stats. LeBron leads in far more advanced stats than Jordan does. Obviously, all the playmaking stats, a lot of defensive impact stats, he leads. Obviously, Jordan is great too. He has his steals and stuff, and that's what contributes to a defensive box plus minus. Yeah. But how you really gauge a good defender with modern analytics is looking at their team defensive ratings on and off the court, and LeBron has good ones. Obviously.
Okay, all I heard was blah blah blah. Okay, so let me talk to you like a fifth grader now. He has more.
We've been talking like a fifth grader the whole time.
Championships. He's 6-0. LeBron's 4-6, right?
He is.
He has a defensive player of the year. I don't know how many does LeBron have. Just
0. Shout out Marc Gasol.
Like really, y'all think about it. Jordan 6-0. He went to the finals 6 times. 6 times, y'all. LeBron's 4-6. Yeah, he lost 6 finals, but he won 4. That's a total of 10 total finals. Michael Jordan couldn't even get to 10. He couldn't even get to 8. Couldn't even get to 7. Couldn't even get to 7. And we can break it down in the time span when they got to these finals. We can calculate the last season Michael Jordan got to the finals. LeBron had already matched that. He had already matched that. It's harder to get there. And you're doing it year after year after year after year. Michael Jordan was taking time off, bro. He quit basketball. See, nigga Bron top 5 in every category. Yeah, like he is. I don't get the shit, man. LeBron's not my favorite player, y'all. Steph Curry my favorite player, and after him is Giannis. But dude, I ain't finna lie on this man just because some people caught up in the past, man. Caught up in the past, man. You need to get over that shit, man. She gone. She gone, man. See, he also said Jordan's finals opponents compared to LeBron that would get swept down near every year. Yeah, look, man, I would love to see Michael Jordan go up against any of them Warriors teams, even the one before fucking KD. Even before KD. And that Spurs team would have beat the Bulls. I'm gonna say that right now.
Oh, 0. Okay, yeah, shout out Marc Gasol. How many defensive
first teams?
All defensive, yeah. How many?
I don't remember.
I think Jordan has more though.
He probably does.
So he's a better defender, you would say.
Nope.
How is he not a better defender if he has a defensive player of the year? And
let's talk about this. Is a fun one. Let's talk about the merits of defensive NBA award voting over the years.
Okay. Let's bring up the Marc Gasol thing. Okay, let's bring it up again. Let's talk about it again. We got it. Okay, second team. Okay, we got it.
In the 1990s, do you know who voted for NBA defensive awards?
No idea.
Journalists.
Okay.
Do you know how many journalists had access to watching 82 games a year of all 30 teams?
Probably
0.
Wow.
Defensive voting back then was just who had more steals, who had more blocks. Kobe Bryant got like 8 all defensive teams in the latter half of his career when he wasn't defending a fucking thing. For historically, defensive award voting has been terrible until the last 6 years. So, good. Jordan was a great defender for his time. If LeBron was back there, he would have had 13 in a row because they would have been like, ooh, big guy block shot.
Yeah. So you're saying like
Dude.
voting? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm saying 1990s journalists were not watching Utah Jazz games. I'll tell you
Okay,
that.
so all I
Tweet-like
heard-
response.
all I heard-
Tweet-like response.
All I heard is you don't trust voting for the NBA, which, okay, that's your opinion. And then let's just end it off with a bang. Michael Jordan is a better scorer. He's better at offense. He's better at defense. That's it.
I'm a person of many words.
Okay.
I only have a handful for you. It's about the rings.
That's
Thank
3 of
you.
them.
Thank you.
4 rings, actually.
You know how many Jordan has?
More than that.
6.
Quick math.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't trust a man that paint his nails.
And how many does your goat have?
That many. Less than 6. Woo!
Subtraction. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. I'll leave it on this. How is your goat gonna get clapped and clamped up by Herb Jones, first team all defense? Thank you.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna speak my truth real quick, and then
He just came and said the dumb shit and walked away. Okay.
you can have the table.
Why
Here's
is
the
she
thing.
back?
I'm gonna quote a famous, a top point guard. Okay, John Stockton sums up how I feel about LeBron. You're not climbing the mountain. You're taking a helicopter to the top, and that is how I feel about LeBron James. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why he's not the GOAT.
Okay.
Okay.
Citing John Stockton is crazy of all people, but go ahead.
I mean, top 5 point guard of all time.
Noted
but
non-truth teller. But neither here nor there.
Anyway, anyone who has to tell the media they're the GOAT, not the GOAT.
Ooh.
You find a clip of Michael Jordan saying he's the GOAT to the media, I'm all ears, but you won't find it because it's not out there.
Nike did it for him.
Also, another one. A dude that does this, crowning himself in a camera multiple times.
Aura.
That's the opposite of aura. That's a cringe. That's an ick. Ask any woman out there. But then.
Would you want to date LeBron?
So a man sticking his tongue out every time he's going to the basket, that's attractive for you too? It's just like, come on, man. But you just nitpicking shit now.
LeBron's most famous thing he ever done actually doesn't have to do with basketball. It's just a quote saying, Cleveland, this is for you. That's what people think of when they think of LeBron.
Okay.
2 of LeBron's 4 rings happened in short NBA seasons, a lockout and a bubble. So you only have really 2 legit ones, right? So let me tell you now why Michael Jordan is the real GOAT, okay? Michael Jordan eliminated 20 Hall of Famers. Meanwhile, you have LeBron playing with 26. MJ faced 7 of the top 10 all-time scorers. 9 of the top 10 shot blockers. 7 of the
Listen to the dumb argument about the Hall of Famers. Listen to this again.
top 5 point guard of all time.
Noted
But
non-truth teller. But neither here nor there.
Anyone who has to tell the media they're the GOAT, not the GOAT.
Ooh.
You find a clip of Michael Jordan saying he's the GOAT to the media, I'm all ears, but you won't find it because it's not out there.
Nike did it for him.
Another one. A dude that does this, crowning himself in a camera multiple times.
Aura.
That's the opposite of aura. That's a cringe. That's an ick.
Don't say the
Ask any
number
woman
again,
out there.
girl.
But then
Would you want to date LeBron?
LeBron's most famous thing he ever done actually doesn't have to do with basketball. It's just a quote saying, Cleveland, this is for you. That's what people think of when they think of LeBron.
Okay.
2 of LeBron's 4 rings happened in short NBA seasons, a lockout and a bubble. So you only have really 2 legit ones, right? So let me tell you now why Michael Jordan is the real GOAT, okay? Michael Jordan eliminated 20 Hall of Famers. Meanwhile, you have LeBron playing with 26.
Michael Jordan eliminated 20 Hall of Famers. Jordan played during his era, and he played against the best players in the league during that time. Most of those players during that time that he played against are Hall of Famers. What do you think is going to be the case when LeBron retires? Like, what do you think is going to be the case? Like, come on now. These dudes are going to be Hall of Famers when they retire. Steph's going to the Hall of Fame. Clay's going to the Hall of Fame. Draymond's going to the Hall of Fame. KD's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. Like, what are you talking about? Jason Tatum, all them boys going to the Hall of Fame. Like, what are you talking about? All these players are going to the Hall of Fame. Like, what's the number going to look like when LeBron's retired? And then those players actually retire. What do you think might possibly happen? That's stupid. That's stupid as hell. See, the block before that, yeah, she just skip over shit. They act like that block didn't happen.
They faced 7 of the top 10 all-time scorers. 9 of the top 10 shot blockers. 7 of the top 10 all-time assist leader. 8.
Girl, all you gotta do is just wait. See, she naming shit that, like, baby girl, all you gotta do is just wait until LeBron stops playing and all the people that he played retire. These numbers are future stats. These are future stats. Jordan can get them now because everybody he played against is retired. Let's wait till everybody LeBron played against retires. I bet the numbers are going to be warped in a completely different direction. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know what this little girl talking about.
Of the top 10 all-time steals leader, right? So for anyone who's like the 90s wasn't good basketball, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
he also prevented many NBA legends from winning a ring.
Hold up, it wasn't, and I showed it.
Opposed to LeBron, who Steph Curry and the Spurs won during his time. And then Michael Jordan is the only player to win a regular season MVP, NBA Finals MVP, first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense, scoring title, lead the playoffs in scoring. No one else has done that. Michael Jordan's done it 4 times. 4 times. And we could go through the other stats, the ones, you know, everyone knows, which is 6-0.
This is a great Wikipedia article, by the way.
Here's the last thing I'm going to say. In 13 full seasons, which Michael Jordan played, he has 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 1 defensive player of the year, 9 all-defensive first teams. And if you put KD and LeBron's careers combined, this is what you get in 38 seasons. 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, 5 scoring titles, 0 defensive players of the year, 5 all-defensive first teams, and 7 teams played for.
That was a wonderfully well-researched essay. Which part do you want to respond to? Because that was 1,000 things.
Numbers don't lie. I mean, I'm just going based off stats, and that's all you really need for this argument.
So the cumulative stat thing is irrelevant because, of course, he went against people that are high on the list because their careers are over. Many people that LeBron has gone against are still going. These people are going to be up there eventually, but their careers are still going on. So that, irrelevant. Other people won during LeBron's career. Great. Do you think if Jordan didn't retire, he'd win 8 straight?
I think he got bored, so he retired.
Do you think we would want 8 straight?
Yeah.
Great. I don't think anybody's winning 8 straight championships. So congrats, he was able to go take a break. We pretend he didn't play in 1995 for some reason. I guess neither here nor there that he lost in the playoffs to, you know, at the peak of his powers, to Shaq and Penny. So Hakeem won on his watch apparently for doing that. Shout out Hakeem Olajuwon for being the only guy to win on Michael Jordan's watch. You can do this game forever. It's all contextual. If you want to spout, you know, the accolades and stats written down without any context, you can do that. But if you want to apply a little bit of logic to it, we can understand that the best team wins the NBA championship. Jordan was on the best team because he was part of it. That's true. But also, he was in the right team environment that LeBron was never gifted with early in his career. He never got to be with a good GM that could do his job, so he had to go out and do that. If he was on a team that drafted another Hall of Famer who was 3rd in MVP without Jordan, then I think LeBron would have had a pretty good chance of winning at home too. But he was never gifted that opportunity because he was drafted to an incompetent organization. So I would not pretend it's embarrassing to change teams when that's what the league requires of you to win. Because as you say, he should prioritize winning like the real winner from the 90s did.
Who is that number?
Yeah, look, I agree with his statement. But we got CJ up in the building. C-Money. What it do?
Yo, what's happening with it? What's happening?
Man, shit. You hearing some of these arguments, ain't you?
Man, you see me in the comments, nigga.
I swear. I don't
First
like
of
this
all,
little lady.
I just feel like all of her arguments are specifically contextualized for her to win. Like everything she's saying is not making sense. On the real. Like you bringing up everything that has nothing to do with specifically the game of basketball. So who gives a fuck that the nigga switched teams? Last thing I remember about the Bulls and Michael Jordan, didn't that nigga retire because they said they was getting rid of the coach?
Yeah.
Okay, and then he left and came back and went to the Wizards, right? That's switching teams. Shut the fuck up. It's the same thing. The Bulls fucked up and became an incompetent organization, so he left. The Cavs were never a competent organization, so Bron left twice. What's the difference?
I don't think a lot of people really want to deal with reality. I understand they got their feelings. I think it's like a nostalgia thing, man. I really think it's a nostalgia thing about him. I watched him growing up, so he's got to be the greatest, and everybody else says it, so I'm gonna believe it too. I'm like, dude, these players do a lot of things that y'all try to criticize LeBron for.
And I mean, to agree with what you're saying with the nostalgia fact. Again, you gotta fucking grow up though, nigga. My favorite player was at first Vince Carter. Then it became Iverson. Then it was Kobe. Now it's Bron. I realized what was actually better than the next. Like, stop. It's not. Get off the nostalgia shit, bro.
And see, Uncanny said he destroys teams better than a GM can destroy players' career. Damn. That's crazy.
Oh, you talking about Bron?
Yeah.
I mean,
I disagree, but you know, what's your thought?
Uncanny can say that. I mean, if you truly believe Bron is the one that's controlling every part of the team that he plays for.
There's a lot of conspiracies going on. It was already PEDs was thrown out earlier. You know, I was like, okay. I'm saying that shit for years. Ain't never proved it. But, you know.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I was just going to say that. You can believe that lie if you want to. I don't fucking believe that LeBron is sitting up there in the GM's office every fucking year. Yeah, let me organize the team and do this, that, and the third. Do I believe that they're talking to him? Yeah. But I don't think that he's the one making every last fucking decision.
Yeah, you can clearly see it. Like, you think Pat Riley was going to let him make all the calls?
Hell no.
And that was one of the reasons he got the fuck up out of there. Yeah, Dwayne Wade was falling off. Chris Bosh was sick. And Pat Riley was an asshole. Ain't nobody going to tell Pat Riley. That's why Jimmy up out of there.
Nigga, that's why Shaq left.
Yeah, like, dude, like, Pat, he a legendary coach. He was a decent player. And he going to be a legendary GM. But a lot of people don't like playing for him long term.
Nah, I say that historically. Nobody really stays with Pat Riley long. I mean, let's be real. If Jordan plays for Pat Riley, does he stay long under Pat Riley's rule?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Katie said, I need help. A LeBron James quote.
Well, hey, I would rather have a LeBron James quote that says, I need help, which sincerely is telling everybody, hey, give me the fucking pieces I need. I feel like I'm playing out here by myself versus saying, hey, you know what? I'm leaving until you niggas figure it out. I'm retiring. Which, by the way, he said it 3 times.
Yeah. And people that like he didn't, I keep telling people, Michael Jordan demanded a trade off them Bulls. He demanded a trade, and they keep acting like it didn't happen. LeBron has never demanded a trade from his team. Michael Jordan is a proven quitter. Just like CJ just said, man, they was like, oh, you're not going to bring my coach back? I'm quitting.
Exactly. I mean, Kobe requested a trade. Like, what are we talking about?
Hey, I swear, some people swear that shit didn't happen either. I'm like, dude, a lot of players are demanded out of the place when they see that the team not doing what the hell they need to do. But LeBron,
right,
I can say one thing about him: he never did it.
Facts, and even with the most loyal players that we could point at, probably like a Duncan or a fucking Dirk, they probably had conversations behind closed doors, like y'all got to get it together. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to consider, you know what I'm saying, moving on. They probably just didn't make it public.
Yeah. Well, the motherfucker said, don't worry, Joker is a proven player that needs help and never asked for it. He wouldn't have to ask for it. The team he went to already had good players on it.
And you know what, JV? Just ignore anything he say about Joker, because he already made it known last night that he was gonna fuck with me about this shit with Joker. So ignore this nigga.
Shit, but hey, look, he can keep it real though. Like Joker didn't go to no sorry team. He went to a decent team.
It's not like he went there when fucking Melo went there. I mean,
organization's a decent organization. They draft good.
Right. Even after they got rid of Melo, I mean, they were still a playoff team. People forget that Kenneth Faried and fucking Ty Lawson, Gallinari, Iguodala wasn't there yet, but he came the next season or maybe 2 seasons after that. They still were a playoff team. They weren't that high of a playoff seed, but they were in there.
Yeah, they still got there. Their team didn't fall off.
Nah.
Not
and actually, in fact, I actually think before Iggy went to the Warriors, I think he played them when he played for Denver.
I think he did.
I think he got put out.
I remember that was a big acquisition when they got Iggy. I was like, yeah, this nigga can't shoot, but he sure can play basketball. Do everything else. He just got
Iguodala and Rudy Gay was probably Iguodala and Rudy Gay. Them were the two players that I always felt if they went to somebody that was on the brink of winning, they was gonna make a big difference.
And you got to catch them during their prime. See, Kenny said that Nuggets ring is more legit than LeBron's Laker ring to me. You can call it what you want, man. Look, you can put it on any level if you want to. I'm not gonna hold you. Honestly, that's a non-conversation for me.
For me, it's a non-conversation too, because a championship is, at the end of the day, still a championship. I mean, you made it to the finals, you did the work to get there, and you fucking accomplished it. You won. But for LeBron and that Lakers ring, I don't care what nobody says. They played the most games out of anybody in history to get that ring.
They damn sure did. And then on top of that, look, I'll say LeBron has the greatest championship in NBA history.
Yeah, you could say fucking the Lakers one isn't, but you can't say 2016 is not.
I think that's the greatest fucking championship in NBA history, hands down. But you know, we gonna let little girl keep talking, man. She got something stupid to say. And judges they actually got judges for this, so they gonna make their ruling at the end. But I already know which way I'm leaning.
Or that LeBron wears.
Yeah.
Who is it? Oh, his number?
How are you gonna call that man the GOAT who looks up to the real one?
Listen, anybody smart respects their elders and understands where they came from.
Wait a minute. No. Fuck, no. Tom, I get what he's saying about respecting the elders. He gonna basically say what I'm finna say, but fuck all that. Did Jordan not always talk about respecting Julius Erving?
Yep.
Did he not always talk about respecting Magic and Bird and all? What the fuck is she talking about?
They swerving down that this man didn't idolize other people. Didn't look up to other people. He was just his own man.
Jordan even has fucking interviews where he's talking about praising Wilt Chamberlain that most of us don't even believe actually scored 100. So what the fuck? What are we talking about?
Look, man, she goofy, bro. she a goofy one.
Come up.
All I'm saying is, if you watched Michael Jordan, LeBron James, you come out of there saying Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
You got to play a lot of defense, right? I want you to play some offense. Can you give me the argument of why LeBron James is the GOAT? Because I didn't hear it in the other responses.
Okay. I think first of all, I think he's the best player of all time. You look at peak, longevity too. I know the longevity argument is an easy one. It matters. It's not the end all be all to me. I do think peak matters just as much, if not more. So we'll say that up front. He's this good, this late. That adds something to it. Mm-hmm. But what really matters is how good you are at the best version of yourself. At the best version of himself, he is the best mix in NBA history of scoring, passing, defense, making people around you better while being the guy that can lead your team to the highest level. He is not Magic Johnson as a passer, because Magic Johnson's the best passer of all time, but he's close. He's in that realm, and very close, if not even, with Jordan as a scorer. Whatever metrics you want to decide, they are clearly probably the two greatest scorers of all time, with Shaq, Kareem, whoever else. Combining those two things is something very few players have done in NBA history. Only other players who are arguably the best passer and best scorer in the NBA at the same time is maybe Larry Bird, maybe Nikola Jokic now, and like regular season James Harden. But we know Nikola Jokic isn't that good of a defender. LeBron was elite. James Harden couldn't translate into the playoffs. And Larry Bird, if you want to put him in the GOAT argument, go ahead. All these things and talk about the full package of a player. LeBron's the only one that checks all those boxes. Regular season, playoffs, passing, scoring, defense, rebounding, all of it. There's really no flaw. You can nitpick on certain outcomes of games that are going to diminish a legacy. Great. Nobody's legacy is decided by their worst moments or their best. It's cumulative, what you did over your whole career, 3, 4, 5-year peak, whichever you want to recognize. He is the full well-rounded package. And while obviously he doesn't have 6 rings, he has 4. You can go back and forth on if you think 6 or 4. Obviously 6 is more. If you think that's the end-all be-all, fine. I like to think contextually, and I realize that there's a lot more factors other than these two guys and what they did that contribute to those ring counts for the teams they played for. So individual accolades, obviously LeBron is just as high as Jordan, if not more, because of longevity. So you weigh skill, individual accolade, team accolade. LeBron has 2, Jordan has 1. Nitpicking, I'm going to go with the guy who's simply the better player all around, because I think the accolades are close enough that they're in the same realm. And in some ways, I value individual accolades more.
Okay.
Any disagreements with the argument?
I can't disagree with the argument, but the only thing I will say, this is just my personal opinion, and I know somebody going, oh, well, how can he be the GOAT then? I would say Bron arguably does not have the greatest peak, because you still got to look at Jordan averaging 35. So that would only be the only way I can say, yeah, maybe not. But even still then, if you add the fucking points with the rebounds, with the assists, he was still averaging like fucking a block and a half at one point to where they were considering him for DPOY, which he should have got. Mark stole that motherfucker. It's still Bron.
But see, when it comes to peak, do you think they're grading off of like your highest offensive year, or are they grading off of like success with everything, like all of it combined?
See, that would have to see, and that's where I would have to say it depends, because if you're saying all of it combined, you could still argue for Jordan and say that one year that he had the MVP, DPOY, the Finals MVP, and he got the chip at the same time. But even still, then the chip itself, you got to knock that off because that's a team accolade. Like, fuck that. The Finals MVP is obviously going to be the best player during the Finals, and Jordan was the best player on the Bulls, so it only made sense to give him Finals MVP. But DPOY, That I still would argue for Hakeem should have won it that year. That Jordan got it.
And look,
But
I ain't gonna hold nobody, man. Look, a lot of these awards are like political in a sense when it comes down to it. That's why Josh Allen just won the MVP when it should have went to Lamar. Like Jordan probably should have won more MVPs than what he won, but we can definitely argue about the defensive player because King was cooking that year. That motherfucker was sending shit to the Raptors every game. So I'm like, it's journalists vote on it. He already didn't display that. Journalists vote on this shit, and it's an opinion. It's an opinion award depending on how you go down to it. And some of these awards are weird because think about it. Steve Nash won MVPs over Shaq.
And Kobe.
We all know that. Yeah, we all know that's some bullshit. We all know that was some bullshit. Them motherfuckers was in the midst of three-peating. Oh, give it to Steve Nash. I was like, what? So because he threw the ball behind his back?
Back-to-back MVP at that.
This shit crazy. There's a lot of arguments that can be made.
And then if you even want to, like you said, the MVP is still, well, not even just the MVP, or all these awards are still like a misconstrued argument. Because when Dirk won it, the argument for Dirk not winning MVP was the people who got MVP before that, you're supposed to get the MVP after you get into the second round. If you don't make the second round, you don't get MVP. Dirk and them got put out by the Weebly Warriors that year.
Yep. Turn around. Get up out of here. This shit, it's interesting the way they try to grade this shit. Let's see. He got to push back on this man's argument. I think he laid it on the floor, and I think the most important thing that he said is best overall player, because that's what I grade on. I'm not just grading on one person does this one thing the best. Like a motherfucker that can do a lot of things good adds up to me, especially when you're doing it at elite levels. I'm like, now let's see what he got.
I agree with some of the things you said. We get the basis of your argument, but what I don't agree with is the player you decide is the GOAT based on those things.
Okay.
So you said we're looking at players at their peak. At Michael Jordan's peak, he was Defensive Player of the Year. He was MVP of the regular season. He was Finals MVP, and he three-peated.
I knew
that means that at the peak of his power, there was no player.
Yeah, so they go into a singular season. I ain't gonna hold it. If you want to go to singular season, Michael Jordan probably did have the greatest season.
Yeah, because I think that year he still averaged like 34, 35, something like that.
Yeah. I grade peak over like a period of time, 3-4 years. What do you do at your highest peak? That's how I grade peak. But in a singular season, I get it.
In the NBA, who could touch him offensively, defensively, or what he was able to bring his team to. At the peak of LeBron James' powers, whether you want to start with the Miami Heat and then go into the Cleveland years in 2016, he was never able to three-peat. Yeah. Right? He was never able to be the best offensive and defensive player in the NBA. He has never done that. So if we're going by your definition,
why the fuck hasn't he ever been able to three-peat? I mean, let's be totally honest. The year that he actually had a chance to fucking three-peat, D Wade failed him.
Coming that year against the Mavs?
No, against the Spurs.
Oh, okay, that last one.
The last one, D Wade was going it out like he was going on his last leg, and on top of that, the Spurs shot a historic numbers that year. Those are still finals records to this day.
Green and Ginobili they were dropping them things.
Right, but I think Danny Green averaged like maybe 5.5 threes that entire series. Boris Diaw averaged his fucking season, like not fucking season, his career high 3 threes a game.
Yeah,
that's why we got
Mario could not guard Parker.
Hell no.
His life. Parker was over there dribbling on his goddamn knees, fucking hitting fadeaways.
Exactly. And then once they got Kawhi to get the switch from get Braun off him, Kawhi he could do whatever he wanted to. I'm gonna be honest.
There's barbecue chicken out there.
Yeah. The Spurs, they were a better team.
Yeah, the Heat team was deteriorating, man. The Heat team was stacked on the top, but when it came to everybody else around them, they really didn't have enough. They were grabbing old motherfuckers and putting them on the team, people that were about to transition out of the league. You can still shoot. Come on, get on my team real quick. Like, I'm going to do all the heavy lifting. I just need to kick it out to you. I need you to be reliable. Those motherfuckers weren't reliable.
Nah, they weren't. And again, I mean, three-peating, okay, fine. Again, but you also have to realize championships are a team thing. Like, it isn't just based off of one fucking player. If it was based off of one fucking player every single year, statistically, over the past probably 10, 15 years, Bron probably would have won a championship. If it's based off of just him.
Because he definitely reigned as the best player in the league for a hot minute. People can't deny that.
Be honest, the last year, well, not the last year, from his first year back in Cleveland to his last year in Cleveland when he left and went to LA, that whole stretch he would have had titles.
Yeah. He was hands down the best player in the league.
It wasn't even close.
He the only player I actually seen carry a team to the fucking finals twice. I ain't see Jordan ever carry no team to no finals. I seen him lead a team, be the best player on the team, but he didn't do it by himself.
Twice, damn it. Because how many times did he go without Kyrie in Cleveland?
Oh, all them years with Kyrie, Kevin Love got his arm pulled out of the socket. Kyrie fucking knees is terrible. Ankle and all that shit.
See, that one I'll discount. I'll discount that one because they made it to the finals with Kyrie. Kyrie got hurt in game 1.
Yeah. But still,
I'll give him the help with that. But
you give him that
after I'm talking about the years after Kyrie left. So he had 2 without Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then he drug 3 teams to the finals, JV. 07 and then those last 2 years without Kyrie.
That shit crazy. The motherfucker be tripping. Like, oh yeah, D-Wade on team. D-Wade was past his time. Yeah, J.R. Smith, Thompson. Then the motherfucker had Dellavedova running point in the finals.
Dog, if you remember the finals graphic, on the Warriors side, it was Steph, Clay, and Kevin Durant. And on the fucking Cavs side, it was LeBron, Kyle Korver, and fucking Tristan Thompson.
That make it make sense. Don't make no sense, man. I'm gonna let him keep going. It don't make no sense to me.
Definition of what the greatest player is, your definition more fits Michael Jordan than it does LeBron James. When you talk about the all-around game and you talk about LeBron might be is a better passer than Michael Jordan, he is a better passer than Michael Jordan because he's more willing. But when Michael Jordan needed to make the right play and the right pass, what did he do in the NBA Finals? He passes to the guys to make the big shot, whether that's John Paxson or Steve Kerr. So when it came down to being the more skilled player, Jordan possessed all those skills, and Jordan actually is probably a little bit less athletic than LeBron is, but he was still able to match that peak over the years. He was untouchable. I don't think there's ever a point in LeBron James' career at his peak where you could say,
this might be the one knock. I would argue Jordan would be a little bit more athletic, but just because Bron's a more willing passer and Jordan did not pass the ball as much, still does not override the fact that Bron is a better passer than this nigga.
Doesn't. Just because one person was a ball hog and shot all the shots don't mean shit because the other person that passes somebody's wide open.
Exactly. If you can only point to 2 times that's happened, and even though it's happened in the finals, cool, but you can only point to 2 occasions.
Think about it. They point to 2 occasions, the prop Jordan up, but then when they go to LeBron for doing the exact same thing, they give him a negative.
Exactly.
Right. Damn, this nigga he ain't clutch. He don't want to take the last shot. Look at Jordan. He passed the ball.
Exactly. Like, who was, I hate to put it like this, but who was John Paxson before Jordan gave him passes, besides a normal point guard in the NBA?
That's a normal run-of-the-mill, wasn't going to remember him for nothing type point
Who
guard.
the fuck
That's
was,
what he was.
Who was Steve Kerr before he got them passes from Jordan in the finals?
And everything Steve Kerr got right now is because he played on that team and hit that shot when Jordan gave it to him.
Exactly. So, again, you give fucking Jordan credit for those 2 passes, but you don't give Bron the credit when he played in Cleveland the first time and he tapped Gilbert Arenas on the shoulder and said, if you miss your free throws, you know who's going to win this game. And he passed it to Damon Jones, out of all people, to hit the fucking corner 3, who hadn't fucking played all game. But the nigga was perfect all series from 3. Make it make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense. Motherfucker don't know. Here you go. I'm gonna let him keep going.
He's untouchable because he was, in a lot of the years he won NBA Finals, he wasn't even favored. He was the underdog. So that means Vegas agrees that he is not the most feared or the best player, and he really wasn't able to elevate his team consistently year over year, which is one of the reasons why we see that he jumped ship.
Okay, so the only difference between him not having that DPOY Finals MVP thing is he happened to be 2 votes behind Marc Gasol. If your metric of somebody being eliminated from this convo is because 2 people decided to vote Marc Gasol, then I guess you got it. I guess that's the blemish on his career. He never won DPOI. Sorry, he was second. Still first team all defense. Still the best player at his position defensively in the entire NBA. Somebody just decided they want to go for a center more because center's more impactful, which they should have did in the 90s too, but people were less smart back then, had less years of discourse to realize that, centers impact defense more. People didn't know at the time, but over time, people understood more about the game, and now that's why you see bigs win. If Jordan played today, he wouldn't be racking DPOIs. I'm sorry. That's just clear reality. Outside of that, you mentioned that he wasn't favored to win. Like it's a blemish against LeBron. Like Vegas saw LeBron and was like, I don't think you got it. He happened to go against the single most successful regular season team of all time. If any other team went against that team, they probably wouldn't be favored either. So I'm not going to pretend that it's a negative that he won as underdog. If anything, I think that's a positive because he was able to win when his team was simply inferior, as the best players should do. And that's the time.
He also wasn't favored against Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, who were both under the age of 25, right? Because they felt that the Thunder team was better. So although he did prevail, he wasn't favored, which means he wasn't really the best player offensively and defensively. And didn't think that he was able to bring his team to that height.
Yeah, like I don't get why he keeps mixing up individual arguments with team arguments.
See, and that's what people always do with this fucking Jordan LeBron argument. Even the last guy that you brought up with all them fake ass rings he got off of Temu, dog. So what? If Jordan did not have, actually, that ain't no Jordan. If he did not, when he did not have Pippen, what happened?
When he didn't have Phil Jackson, what happened?
Okay, then.
I'm like, come on.
No matter what the coach, no matter what the size, co-star has been in every level of LeBron's career, from the first time in the Cavs all the way up until now, he's made it to the finals, no matter who the co-star is. Granted, he's had years where he's missed it, but hey, it is what it is. The nigga went to 10 straight, starting from Miami to his last day in Cleveland. What are we talking about?
It's just nonsense, man. This is nonsense coming out the ass. They be shit that shit out their mouth, man. I swear.
Now you already saw my comment about every Jordan opponent that he faced in the finals, them motherfuckers had no chance against LeBron's finals opponents. I know Jordan with the 6 of them. I know Jordan with the 6, so fine. Let's just take LeBron first 6. It's over.
The comparison would not be the same. And if Jordan had to go up, like you said, if Jordan had to go up against some motherfuckers that LeBron went up against, he might have beat the Mavs. He might have beat the Mavs, but he wasn't gonna beat the Spurs. Not damn time.
See, no, Jay, before you go to when those players play against Jordan, right? You got to look at who Jordan played against the finals and ask yourself, would the opponents that Jordan faced in the finals, would they even have a chance against LeBron's opponents? Hell no.
No, hell no. Man, the Jazz, the Supersonics. Didn't he beat the Lakers his first one, right?
He beat the Lakers, then he beat the Blazers, then he beat the fucking Suns, then he came back and beat the Sonics, and he beat the fucking Jazz twice.
I'm like, man. I'm gonna show it again, yo. I'm gonna show it again. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show it again right now. Fuck that shit, cause like this
argument is disgusting.
Yeah, the revisionist history about who these people are playing and shit. This is the fucking 98 finals, man. When they played the Jazz. Look at this superior offense. Look at this extreme suffocating defense, and watch how this shit played out, man. Like, literally, watch how this shit played out, because a lot of people got this fucking memory in their head that ain't fucking true.
And I'm gonna mute up because I'm gonna mute up because I'm gonna end up laughing probably half of this clip.
Yeah, watch this shit. Oh, my bad. I'm trying to
4.5 minutes for Utah to end the season or prolong it. Stockton, 5 seconds to shoot. It's Hornacek. Malone. They'll bring it back out. The jumper by Carl. Utah back in front. Great pass.
This is a great offense they talking about in this era, y'all.
Hey, and you know what's funny, JV, about that whole thing? You know there's no double teams. Like, that shit was illegal back then.
Yeah.
That's illegal defense. So imagine if Bron, or even, I'll take it a step further, Bron, Cove, or a nigga like Steph, you cannot double team them. You literally, if you double team them, you literally have to leave your man completely. I know that's what you do naturally, but it's illegal to try to draw a zone. Like whoever else is trying to come play help defense, they can't come play help defense. You have to just leave that nigga.
He on an island. We left him on the island by themselves.
Exactly. So
crazy.
imagine if Bron had a one-on-one, or if Kobe had one-on-ones like that. Steph, even if Tracy fucking McGrady got one-on-one opportunities like this, he would go from 31 to like 39.
Bro, easily. And a lot of people be sleeping on T-Mac. T-Mac need to start getting a lot more respect around here. He was one of my favorite players.
Facts.
See, Kenny said LeBron can't even dribble out of a double team. He ain't got no moves in his bag for that.
Uncanny. Right, you're not supposed to dribble out of a fucking double team. You're supposed to pass out of it.
Well, you know, Uncanny didn't play no goddamn basketball. But either way, though, check this. This is the GOAT that everybody wants to say is the GOAT. Look at this offensive transition right here. Look at this offensive transition. This superior offense that will destroy any of LeBron James teams. Watch this. Remember, y'all, I got this shit sped up, right? I got this shit sped up. Here you go one more time. Let me go back a little bit because we got to show. Look, this is supposed to be a fucking fast break, y'all.
And Uncanny Jordan did it because he's a fucking ball hog. He ain't do it because he had to.
Rodman's leg as he was walking a tightrope but couldn't do it. Chicago back looking to tie.
They stopped the whole fast break.
Michael, short, rebound, stopped it.
Remember, y'all, Michael Jordan didn't miss shots in fucking finals. Dude, look at this defense right here. Look at this defense.
Dude, both teams is running zones.
Yeah, you think they gonna give LeBron this much space at the top of the key? Y'all think they giving? Look at this offense right here, y'all. It's Jordan getting the ball. Remember, y'all, because they act like they don't see this shit. It's a fast break. CJ called it out. It's a fast break off a miss.
They stopped.
They came and set up half court offense.
Uncanny, it's not about the miss or make of the shot. It's the fact they stopped the whole fast break to set up a play just to give the ball to this nigga.
And he take a fucking bad shot. Look at this shit.
Like it's not the point of the miss or make, it's how you got there.
Chicago back looking to tie.
They just missed. Who's that cutting to the middle? Who's that cutting through the middle? Rodman?
It might have been. Hold on, let me see. I missed. Yeah, I think he flashed across the middle. Yeah.
Because look at him in the middle. He had his hand up the whole time.
Wide open. Not even looking for it.
To tie.
Look at this damn defense, man. I swear for the Lord. They talking about the defense was so hard. This man done crossed the three-point line, and his player just got close to him somewhat. What are we talking about?
And as an offense, what are you just doing? You just standing there.
Everybody just...
Michael.
To take a bad shot. All that to come, give him the ball to take a bad shot.
Short. Rebound.
You know what's noticeable too? To go against what dude said about Jordan not being being a willing passer, he didn't. Go back just a little bit, like right when he missed the shot, and just pause it. Yeah, it was a double team. I paused. Now, Uncanny, I know you said it's a double team, right? But remember what I said. The help defense cannot come and recover to the nigga that had to leave. So if you left your man, right, and you had to go help on somebody else, the man that you left now cannot be guarded by the rule. Look at Tony Kukoc.
Wide open.
Look at Kukoc.
And don't even forget about the man that's going down the baseline on the side. Jordan.
And again, Uncanny. Let me ask you this. Well, not even gotta ask you this because I know this shit. Uncanny. The help defense in this situation would be Stockton going out to guard Kukoc because Malone's not leaving the lane. Stockton's supposed to go out and help him recover on Kukoc to make sure Jordan doesn't swing that pass. But because illegal defense back then, and we all know Jordan wasn't gonna make that pass any fucking way, you leave him.
This shit crazy, man.
Short.
Let's see the next offensive possession. Let's see this lockdown defense.
Fatigue is a factor.
Jordan guards the best player. The best player on this Utah Jazz team is Karl Malone. Not no fucking John Stockton.
Two of anyone, even the best of them.
Look at his defense.
Rodman got in front and knocked it loose.
Rodman got in front of
Chicago touched it last.
Man, I'm like, man, come on, man. This shit right here, bro. This ain't the era that I think people want to keep trying to throw back to. Like it was just the greatest thing, and what these players are doing now don't compare. Like, bro, the game is completely fucking different, and it's, in my honest opinion, is better right now. I know some people don't think that, but I think they keep getting caught up on something in the past, and I don't think they went back and watched the past.
Yeah, facts. And Uncanny, if you want to argue this whole zone defense argument, you're gonna have to come up here so I can actually explain myself, so you can actually see who I'm talking about.
And then he said, Bron don't play defense. Keyword, Uncanny, anymore. You think Michael Jordan played defense when he was on the Washington Wizards?
No, that's one. And two, it was at a point in Bron's career where niggas were literally scared to go on a fast break. Like, you were looking over your shoulder because you swore he was coming behind you.
Well, you better hope you dunk that bitch. You better hope you dunked it. He still might block that.
Exactly. Need us not remember Jason Richardson trying to 360?
Give me that, boy. Give me that. But here you go. We're going to see what the final verdict was. Let's see what the final verdict from everybody was. Oh, we got Uncanny. Before we do the final verdict, let's see what Uncanny got.
What up, nigga?
Man, hold up. First of all, let's not act like your king is the best fucking player in the world. He don't play defense. He's trash now. He uses PEDs. What are we arguing about?
How do you know he used PEDs?
Because the dude who gave Peyton Manning his PEDs also said he gave it to LeBron.
Okay, just because I said I did something is true?
Well, let's look at facts.
Did Peyton Manning get caught?
Yes. 2013, Peyton Manning had a career high 55 touchdowns. The next 2 years, he went downhill after they probably told him in the back, you can't use this drug no more. You're going to ruin your legacy. All of a sudden, LeBron, who is 40 years old, is playing like he's at 34. Come on, man.
Hey, you know what's crazy, Uncanny? Y'all had this same argument when Brown was 35, and y'all was saying he was playing like he was 28.
The man uses PEDs.
Y'all had the same argument when Brown was 30. Y'all was saying he was hooping like he was 22. Y'all said it was PEDs. And he still has not to this day tested positive for the motherfuckers. Please tell me a fact.
Okay. And when earlier this season, there was a time when LeBron was playing like shit, and then all of a sudden he left, went to Miami, came back, and all of a sudden he's playing like his all-star
Okay,
self.
that is all speculation. Again, give me a fact.
Well, we can't use facts because they can't drug him, and we'll never know.
Uncanny, give me a fact. Okay, you skip past the PED shit. Give me a fact.
Okay, let's do speculation, right? Because I can't give you a
No.
fact.
I don't want to hear speculation. I want to hear facts.
Okay, so when the other
LeBron
night
going to Miami and fucking allegedly fucking taking PEDs and then coming back is a fucking accusation. That's not a fact.
So every time they do
accusations, these are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
okay, so every time in the NFL, when somebody had a great game, like Saquon Barkley or who wasn't in the NBA the last time he had like 40 points and they drugged him. LeBron had a 40-point game and they didn't drug LeBron. So
how do we know that? Jamal Crawford said he got drug tested when he scored his 50 in Phoenix.
LeBron never gets drug tested because it will come out that he's using PEDs.
Okay, how do we know that? LeBron's not retired. Jamal Crawford's retired.
Okay, when it comes out, we're just taking 10 years away.
Saquon Barkley, the NFL willingly gives that information out.
So
go ahead, I can't keep going.
So when the PEDs come out, and let's just use a what if, because I guess I can't back this up right now, but it will happen soon enough. So
why do you believe that?
Because he wants a hope and a prayer to happen. Keep going on, Cannon.
It ain't a hope and a prayer. The man is
It's a
40
hope and a prayer.
fucking 1. He's 41.
Wishing on a
Okay,
falling
so
star.
when Jordan was fucking 40, averaging 20, what did we say he was PEDs in?
But you could tell Jordan was on his last legs. There's a difference between
But
LeBron
was
and
he
Jordan.
not averaging 20? It was a few games. Jordan, do we not remember him probably having 55?
Hang on. We gotta make sure we put this in context. People are saying that LeBron is on his last legs. They're just surprised what his last legs look like.
Bro, they've been saying he's been on his last legs since he was 33. What are we talking about?
Like,
He gonna move
Why are
in
we
his
still
bag
surprised
anyway.
with it?
And Uncanny, you talking about him dropping numbers and they not drug testing him. Let's say they didn't. Maybe they didn't drug test him on a night when he did what he normally does. LeBron normally has big nights.
I just want them to drug test him every week, and then we'll find out.
Every week?
Yeah.
Nigga, do you know that's against fucking not only HIPAA law, 1, 2, that's against fucking the union policy under any fucking job force. What are you talking every week?
Yeah, until we find out that he's not on PEDs, because
My God.
Well, Uncanny, you have to operate under the pretext that he's not on it because he's never tested positive for it.
I think.
And if you was gonna have this argument, you should have been screaming this shit when motherfuckers was in Miami.
I think the NBA is hiding this under the rug. They don't want to destroy his legacy and the NBA's legacy.
Just like the NBA didn't want to tell everybody Michael Jordan was an asshole.
Yeah,
Just
like that.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
It's not like that. It's not like that. I can't. I was just throwing that out there to see if you would jump on that. Oh,
And
why
you
don't
agree
like
with it.
LeBron? Yeah, why you don't like LeBron, man? I want to
What?
know. Why you got all this smoke for LeBron? What did he do to you?
I don't have no smoke for LeBron. I just think he's using PEDs.
But why though?
Because I've never seen a player that plays in his 40s and can average a triple-double. Or close to
He's
it.
not averaging a triple-double. He's never averaged a triple-double.
Chasing ghosts.
He's done. Like, he did it in the finals, but not throughout the regular season.
Bro,
doing it this regular season.
even his fucking 27, 7, and 7. He's never had a game in his career where he's had 27, 7, and 7.
I've seen him average triple-doubles this year, trying to chase the great.
Bro,
You
uncanny.
can't chase. You can't
Did
chase
Michael
somebody you
Jordan
already
not
passed.
have 50 in a Wizards jersey?
Yes, he did.
Did he not average 20 in a Wizards jersey?
It was close to 20, but I really think it was 15.
It was
but
20 on the dot. It was 20.1. Yes or no?
yes, he did.
Okay, so what the fuck are we talking about, dude?
I feel like LeBron passed his stats.
Bro, nigga, now you're just creating a whole different fucking narrative and a different argument. Because at the same thing you saying right now about Bron playing at 40 is the same thing that they said about Jordan when he was playing at 40. We've never seen a guy play at 40 and average these type of numbers until Jordan did it. And then now we're saying it again, now that Bron's doing it. So what? Most niggas when they get most people when they in the NBA get close to 40, they are dog shit.
Except for LeBron, which is why I keep saying is PEDs something happening.
God. All right, so Jordan was smoking some PEDs inside of the motherfucking cigars. You got it.
Probably. So now next to my next comment, my next topic. I feel like at the end of his career, Joker will have as many rings as LeBron and surpass LeBron in the GOAT conversation.
Man, will you stop this foolishness?
The man only got one right now, and I don't think Joker's gonna be playing much longer. I give him probably about 6 years.
Jeez.
If you think that LeBron at 40 is great, wait till Joker at 40.
Joker ain't gonna play that long. Joker not gonna play till he's 40.
He's gonna play 45.
Dude, he ain't gonna play that long, and I'll tell you why he ain't gonna play that long. Joker, basketball is not his number one love.
Thank you. He doesn't care.
Imagine if he did care.
Nigga, that's if he doesn't. Nigga, if my grandma had a dick, she'd be grandpa. Like, what are you talking about?
I can't even with this. What if? Like
Joker
shit, what
at
if
40 will surpass LeBron. I feel
he
like
won't be in the he won't be in the
He's
league.
not gonna be in the league when he gets 40. He does not care, Uncanny. He's made it known that he does not care.
Joker is gonna be the last player to three-peat.
Let this dude win a championship and say, "Man, when can I go home?" Oh, we gotta go do.
How you gonna say he's the last one to three-peat? How you say the last one to three-peat when the nigga ain't even made it back to the finals since his first title?
This year and the next 2 years, he will three-peat.
Man, I don't know why you think
You
that.
still gotta get past Boston. First of all, that's if they make it to the finals. That's one. Two, these niggas still got to make it past OKC, who've been storming. They still got to make it past a young Houston Rockets team who's not giving up on motherfuckers. You still got to get past, even though Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves not having that good of a season, you still can't push Ant out the way. Like, stop playing.
Gotta get past my Warriors. Don't forget my Warriors.
Your in-play Warriors is not gonna beat Joker. Now listen,
Then you better wait.
Joker and the Nuggets, you know, it's kind of like Otis. I'm sorry, David Ruffin in the Temptations. We all came to see him. Joker is going to light it up these playoffs, and we will see greatness. And we will not talk about LeBron anymore. I can't wait for the day LeBron is gone from the NBA, which is this year, and his son.
You are a fucking hater.
Can I finish my statement, please?
I'll let you finish, hating.
Okay, so look, Joker will finish this season with another ring, his second ring and his second NBA Finals MVP. Since y'all want to take his NBA MVP from him, SGA. Yes, I know he's been scoring like crazy, but Joker has been on a historic run this year with the most triple doubles in the league right now as we speak. The other night he only had 18 points and 19 assists. That means that those 19 assists is his team is getting good. His bench.
No, you can't give him that. You can't give him that
Okay.
ever because he can't be passing.
Baby. He sound like fucking Rashad McCants right now. Uncanny, let's do this right now. So you saying that you want to make another bet, right?
I was about to ask him if you wanted to bet that shit too.
What's up with y'all on bets, man? You guys always want to bet.
No. Just about what you sound like. You sound like you basically telling us it's gonna be the Cavs versus the fucking Nuggets in the finals.
Well, I'm hoping for the Cavs to go to the finals. That's still
That's on the table. But what you just said was the Denver Nuggets are going to make it to the finals, and Joker's going to get his second ring and Finals MVP this year. So you're telling me you want to make another bet right now, and it's going to be Cavs and Denver in the finals.
Well, the strongest team in the West has no big, and no one can guard Joker. So yeah, I feel like the Denver Nuggets have a strong case to make it out of the West and make it back to the finals.
So you just don't want to put 200 on this finals. I see what you're saying.
We will have.
You don't want to come out of 400. I understand.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for understanding.
Terrible. Nuggets are not making it to the finals.
Neither are the Cavs.
Yep, neither are the Cavs. I don't even know why people keep believing it. And them motherfucker might be a first round exit. I ain't even gonna hold you. And the Knicks ain't gonna make it either. For all y'all Knicks fans, yeah, I'm here to kill dreams. But here you go. Let's see the final part of this because they almost done. It's the last few seconds, so we're gonna see what the judges think.
Or because they recognize that it was a team that came off the finals loss and was still gelling together. Because it's contrary to popular belief, you sign stars, you don't immediately become a great team. Plenty of super teams have failed. They had to prove it, and they did.
And another thing when we talk about offensive and defensive players, it's not just about the vote. When you look back at these careers, let's look at 1998. That's a play where Jordan makes the steal, and then he goes down and makes the shot. When we talked about LeBron moment, he made the defensive play, but on the offensive end, he came up short.
All right,
so
that's it.
He only had 40 points that game. Oh no.
That's it. That does it for the debate portion. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Who would the judges go pick?
As best as I could getting jumped, I guess.
You only had 40 points on that.
How could I?
Yeah, 40 points on that head, and they had like all it was all about that shot. I'm like, the shot was great. We love it. It's team
a 40-point triple double at that.
Can I say something about that game?
Go ahead.
If you go back and you Jay, you like to look at games, I see, because you want to point out Michael Jordan's last minutes of the finals. If you go back to that 2016 Game 7 final minutes of
don't piss me off.
Oh my God! If you go back to the final minutes of the game, you will notice that everybody was missing shots, both the Warriors and the Cavs. when Iguodala was gonna make that layup. The reason why that historic moment when LeBron blocks it is because if Iguodala makes that shot, the Warriors win because everybody was missing shots at that point. That's when Kyrie.
If my grandma had a dick, she'd be Grandpa Uncanny. Nigga, he got the fucking block.
Yeah, and I don't take it nothing from him. He got the block. He won the game, but it was Kyrie who hit the winning shot. And the reason why people are saying that Kyrie won it for them because everybody wasn't scoring for like 3 minutes straight. It was a very defensive, exhausting game for both teams. Kyrie just happened to cross Curry and win.
Now I will agree with Kyrie stopping like on the offensive side, Bron getting it on the defensive side, but let's be honest, it's a fucking team effort at the end of the day, especially in that, like with all of this shit. I know, like you said, it was an exhausting game for both fucking sides, right?
Yes.
But even with Jordan, when he was playing Game 6 against Utah, fucking Pippen was going off. Like we can't. I know Jordan, he had like 30 something, but come on, Pippen still had like 25, and he had 10 assists.
That was probably like the only game he ever did good. You're acting like Pippen.
Are you drunk?
Are you seriously gonna sit up here and act like LeBron didn't have a better two than Michael?
A better two what?
A better Robin, like a better Robin than Michael. Like Michael's Robin.
Nigga, Scottie Pippen is the greatest Rodman of all time. What are you talking about?
Him and his 16 points is not gonna beat out Wade, Kyrie,
Nigga,
and Anthony Davis.
He is the greatest he's the greatest Robin of all time. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Trying to do a comparison to the NBA right now. They couldn't score back then. Games were literally settled at scores lower than this right here, 86-87.
But either way, though, baby girl. Either way you smash it, though. What player has LeBron played with that is a better defender than Scottie Pippen? I will wait.
He hasn't played with one.
None. But who has been a better offensive player that Michael Jordan has played with than what LeBron has played with?
The game is different. That's why I say you can't do the crossover. When you talk about his 16 points is pretty much like 24 points in today's NBA.
In order for Michael Jordan to have a great second player, he would have to join forces with Larry Bird or Magic Johnson.
Man, look at this shit, man.
Back then?
Here's defense. Now, y'all see where LeBron was getting guarded at, right? He got a center on him. Past the three-point line. I showed y'all earlier, Michael Jordan dribbling at the top of the key. Think about it. Michael Jordan's a shooting guard. LeBron James is a small forward, power forward. He got a center guarding him all the way out past the three-point line. Michael Jordan didn't get that type of treatment. And then he pull up in that motherfucker face. Now, Kenny, you said the last 3 minutes they weren't scoring nothing. There wasn't nobody scoring. Well, it's the last 3 minutes right here. You said miss shot after miss shot after miss shot after miss shot. All right, so we got a miss right there. We got a miss shot right here.
We were tied 89-89 until it was like 130 something left.
Oh yeah, they sped it up. This is the most dramatic play in NBA Finals history.
Facts.
And they act like when Kyrie hit this shot, y'all, the game was just over with. The game was not over with.
It was.
No, it was not. No, it was not. Uncanny. Oh, wait. JV, pause. Right before they even show this shit. Kevin Love literally saved the fucking game. Let's be honest. That shit would have went to overtime. If Kevin Love would have played even a half-inch better defense as if he did, they would have been over. That game is going to overtime.
My only regret is that the Warriors didn't win this game, so they could have destroyed LeBron's legacy even more. It would have been 3 rings instead of 4, and he would be out of the GOAT conversation. He would be a loser, a worse loser than he is now. He would be 3-7.
Bro, and again, my point being, my bad. Go ahead, JB.
Now I'm about to say we ain't gonna pretend like Kyrie didn't almost just lose in the game right here.
Yeah, he almost turned it fuck over. He saved himself. But as far as the finals, like when I'm saying it's a team effort. like, think about if Jordan had to go through them last 3 years trying to get a championship without Dennis Rodman. Do you think anybody on that Bulls was fucking stopping Karl Malone? No, it's a different series.
No, I don't think
I
so.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody on every team needs somebody. I mean, shit, Kobe needed Shaq, Shaq needed Kobe.
But if
And
you
LeBron
give
Shaq, hold up, don't LeBron shy away? I'm sorry, Young Kenny, but don't LeBron shy away from big moments? I know you saw this play right here. He shy away from big moments. I think this is the ultimate of trying to take it down. Man, look, he tried to put Draymond Green on a poster in the finals. I don't think he's shying away.
As the last play of the game, too, because he would have went to the line and probably got the free throw, too.
You know when he shied away? When Kevin Durant crossed him and hit that 3 in his face. That's when he shied away.
Uncanny, that series was over with anyway, my guy. Even if they did win that game, they would have had to go back to Golden State and win another one. And then come back to Cleveland and win another one.
Anyways, I feel like if Joker was on that team, they would win against the Warriors.
And remember, this is a weak defense during this era.
If Joker was on this Cavs team, they would beat the Warriors?
Yes.
So you're telling me Nikola Jokic can be stretched out to the 3-point line and be guarded by, can guard Draymond Green as hot as he was this game from out there?
Yes. Well, Joker's not known for defense, but he was.
Okay, that's my point.
They would score more than 93.
Look at this defense that they playing in this era, and they say they don't play no defense.
They scrambling like shit.
All up in the nigga face. All up in the nigga face. All up in the face. And that man took down the team that had a better record than any team, every team that's ever played in the NBA. He beat that squad.
Who cares? Curry has as much rings as LeBron.
What? Curry deserves those rings, man. What are you talking about?
They're tied.
I mean, he also had to go call KD, but that's a different story.
And also Curry has a better finals record than LeBron.
He also has had better teams every time he's went to the finals than LeBron. So what the hell are you talking about?
Look,
it's not my fault.
Look, you can nitpick all day. Like, you can say, okay, he has a better record than LeBron. Steph's my favorite player, but I can still respect that LeBron's better than him. Okay, well, Michael Jordan has 6 rings. Bill Russell has 11. Do you want me to respect the greatness of Michael Jordan, or do you want me to just say, well, he has more?
Robert Horry got 7.
11 MVPs. Robert Horry was LeBron James before LeBron James.
But nigga, Bill Russell, time out. Bill Russell, they literally named the fucking award after him, dude.
He doesn't have 11 MVPs. Finals MVPs.
He has 9.
He does.
The hell are you talking about?
How is he the best person on his team? Well, I need to go back and
He
look.
has 9.
I don't check the 60s, man, because the 60s is only 18. Anyways, back to what I was
Okay,
saying.
but if you're just going by rings, like he was just saying, Bill has 11 championships and 9 finals MVPs. That's why they named the fucking award after the man.
Well, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever to walk on Earth. So let's just quit this LeBron James bullshit.
Yeah.
LeBron James is 4-6 in the finals. He is a loser. He is a known loser.
He went to 10
He's
finals.
a rich loser.
He went to 10 finals. Jordan can only make it to 6.
Jordan probably could have made it to 8, but there's a question on if he would have even won those other 2.
LeBron is
a quitter. If he wasn't a quitter.
LeBron is a quitter. He quit on all his teams.
No, he didn't. He fulfilled his contract duty.
No, quitting on your team is fucking telling the organization I'm retiring if you get rid of my fucking coach.
Quitting on your team is taking your jersey off after getting your ass whooped by the Celtics and making a decision to go to South Beach. And
So what? Did Jordan not do the same thing when he lost to Detroit? Did he not do the same thing when he lost to Boston?
He came back.
He had no choice.
I mean,
LeBron
since you want to talk about finals records, how many times has Bron got eliminated in the first round? Once. I can count about 4 times Mike has.
He lived in that.
Okay, so he got eliminated in the first round. Michael Jordan, who cares? But when it came down to championships, right?
Okay, uncanny. My point is, dog, if you take away literally the 4 that he didn't make it and take away 4 times that Bron did not win a title, he still has 4 championships, dog.
And so does Curry.
No, he does not.
Curry has 4 titles.
How many times has Curry been to the finals?
6.
If you take away 4 of Curry's finals appearances, how many titles does Curry have?
2. 0.
My fucking point, man. Like, what the fuck are you trying to argue right now, bro?
I'm trying to tell you that your boy is not the face of the NBA. It's Curry. Be honest with you.
My guy.
Joker.
We'll check this real quick. Let's see what the final judges say.
Uncanny, you just lived to piss me off.
Who do you think was the most convincing?
The most convincing? The Jimmy Butler guy. The one who hated Jimmy Butler. How could I argue that?
All right, haters. If any of you were convinced enough to become a fan, now is the time to please raise your hand. Jimmy?
Hell no.
All right, that'll do it for the first episode of 1 vs. 10. Please let us know what topic you want to see debated next.
I guess they didn't go to the judges. Nobody converted. But yeah, Uncanny, go on and say you crazy shit, man.
Okay, so basically, this is what I'm trying to let you know. When Michael Jordan, we're not talking about 84 to 90, okay? Because all y'all want to remember those years. Yeah, everybody ate, the Celtics, the Lakers, the fucking Pistons, who cares? When Michael Jordan finally won, this is the argument that everybody has. It's not about all his other playoff records, his other getting swept in the first round and losing. We're talking about 91 up to 98. In those years, except for the fact that he retired and went to go play baseball because he felt sorry for all the chumps in the NBA. And then when he came back, the Magic beat his ass. And then the next year, he swept the Magic too. So let's talk
Houston
about
would have stumped a mud hole in the Bulls, but that's a different conversation.
We'll never know. That's a what if, like I said. 91 and 98, those 6 years, nobody ate. Nobody.
Yeah, two teams won a championship during that time.
When those 2 years, the Dream ate. But from 91 to 98, those 3-peats, nobody ate on his watch.
And again, you try to brush past it, but when he retired, everybody think he was gone for a total of 2 years, 2 full seasons. No, he came back
for like 18 games, but we're not. Yeah, I said that.
I
said that the 95, the 95. I told you, I said it. The 95 season, the Bulls lost to the Magic. They probably got.
I'm just saying, we're not gonna gloss over that.
I'm not glossing over that. I'm telling you, from 91 to 98, nobody ate except for the Dream.
Somebody did eat.
Okay, except for the Dream. Dream ate twice. But from 91 to
he shared his era with somebody else.
Okay, so back to now. Let's talk about LeBron. From 2007 to 2020, that's 13 years. Everybody ate. Okay, it wasn't
everybody
just one
didn't eat.
Yes, everybody did. Yes, they did. Tim Duncan ate. Curry ate. Everybody ate on his watch.
Everybody ate. So you telling me that Melo got a championship? Chris Paul got a chip.
Everybody ate.
Blake Griffin got a chip.
No, all these losers didn't get one.
Derrick Rose got a chip.
All those losers didn't get one, but the Spurs got one. The Mavs got one. Dirk Nowitzki got one. I never thought I'd say that in a sentence.
Why would you say that? Dirk was a really good player.
I know he was a really good player, but he always seemed to choke, except for the Heat. He didn't seem to choke that year. So everybody ate. The Spurs ate twice. The Mavs ate once. The Warriors ate. The Warriors ate 3 times.
You know what you can't say though? No team in the Eastern Conference ate. Unlike Jordan getting beat by Orlando.
But you know what I can say now? Joker ate, and he beat LeBron to eat it. Pause.
Nigga, that was way after the 10-year reign.
But I'm just saying, Joker ate on LeBron's watch.
He beat him in the back. Look, you over here trying to hype up people fucking beating up on senior citizens.
No, now he's too old. Oh God!
Nah,
so
you the one who said he's too old.
Those PEDs didn't come. He didn't come through.
That's you. No, you don't want to keep bringing it up. You talking about how I hate PEDs. I ain't never seen nobody do this at 40, and you bragging about a young player beating a 40-year-old.
The new
And
GOAT.
if we're gonna be honest, Joker ain't that fucking young.
The new GOAT.
Joker's not ever gonna be the GOAT. He's a really good player. I won't take nothing away from his game, even though I don't like his game. Just the way he plays, it's like the most unathletic motherfucker I've ever seen. But he can pass, he can hit shots.
Joker can't jump with over a piece of loose leaf paper.
Nah, man, he'll trip on that bitch. He'll trip on that bitch.
We are talking about greatness. Yeah, he's not athletic like most players, but he just seems to be great. And that's cool. That's fine for him.
Look, just like LeBron is great. Because he does everything that Joker can do.
So when the PEDs come out and he gets destroyed like P. Rose in baseball, then what? What do we say? We say his last 10 years don't count?
Kenny, I'll be sitting here waiting. I'll be sitting here waiting to see if that ever comes out. But
do we say his last 10 years don't count?
You sound like you wishing on a falling star.
No, I'm not. I kind of don't want that to happen.
Nigga praying on his downfall.
I'm not. No, I don't want that to happen. I just wish that he didn't do it.
You don't know that he did.
Exactly.
All right. The guy who put Peyton Manning out there is the same guy who said LeBron did it too. But okay, we're just gonna act.
Where's the proof? Anybody can say anything, man. You know how many people been telling?
He had HGH.
Hey, Kenny, you know there's been, since LeBron's been in the league, there's been so many people trying to break up his family. They've been telling his wife for years that he cheating on his wife. Why you ain't never heard nothing about it?
NDAs.
Until you can prove it, it's all accusations, man.
You know how many people break NDAs every day, bro?
Well, I don't know if he cheats on his wife. That's not my
NDA is just a written agreement if you don't tell nothing.
That's not my business to know if he cheats on his wife. Hopefully he doesn't.
Look, I'm just telling you though, people can say anything all they want.
I heard those rumors.
Yeah, it's be rumors all the time, just like these PEDs. It's rumors. You can't prove it. Until you can prove it, just keep wishing on that falling star. Maybe one day it'll come true for you, but until then, man, look, that's just speculation and accusations. Don't nobody care about that.
I don't want to be right. You know that the
why
LeBron
you
played
keep
for
saying
the
it then? Then why you keep saying it?
Because it's funny, and
just trolling the troll. They told me that Joker was a homosexual.
Oh yeah, speaking of the wowzers, good lord, I was not expecting that. But speaking of Bron, can you check the score on the Mavs game real quick? Mavs and Lakers.
Luka went off.
Hey, let's see.
They said Luka went off.
Yeah, Luka, of course, is gonna go off.
Right now, the Lakers are winning 42-36 in the second quarter with 6:32 on the clock.
Shit, what you got the stat line in front of you?
Yeah, stat line for the game right now, y'all, is leading scorer for the Mavs is Kyrie with 14. Leading scorer for the Lakers is a tie between Luka and Austin Reeves with 9. Luka's stat line right now is 9 points. He's +3, 1 block, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. He's 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 1 for 4 from the 3, and 3 for 7 from the field.
And what's PD's stat line?
The great honorable LeBron James is 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 turnovers, +5 for the game.
And the 2 categories y'all people say he can't do, he's doing actually very well tonight, which is shoot free throws and make threes.
Only missed 2 shots. Y'all.
So is he giving Luka the keys, or is he still trying to hold on to his
Luka's the future. Luka's the future, but LeBron's played 13 minutes. Luka's played 12, so I don't think no keys getting handed over right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna say the keys ain't getting handed over, but I mean, shit. Until Yeah, it will be once the Lakers get some more co-stars out that motherfucker for Luka and Bron to pass to. Then you're gonna start seeing Bron fade back a little bit.
Yeah, I do
But
realize
right now,
it's
shit.
not gonna work, right?
But I mean, think about it. As of right now, all they can pass to is each other and Austin Reeves.
It's the Bron show. It's the Bron show. Luka gonna do his thing. Austin gonna get his shot off, and everybody else just complimentary.
Oh, on a side note. You guys watched the documentary called Court for Gold on Netflix?
Parts of it.
Okay. All jokes aside, about LeBron and everybody, but if I knew that France was talking that much shit, I would have savored that victory even more. They were talking the most shit. If you watch that documentary, go back and you hear all the France players talk about, oh yeah, you had to bring your A team to the gold medal game, and they were saying, oh, we got your number and all kind of shit. Oh man, I would have, if I was an NBA player, I'd have been talking the most shit, man. I'm sorry, that shit was crazy.
Right, that's why I put up the suggestion. CJ can vouch for it. If they want to make the All-Star game great, just have the best NBA players play against the world's best players. I think people will watch that shit.
I mean, that don't surprise me either, though.
It's always going to be rivalry, man. Look, United States, especially right now, motherfuckers want to show us that we ain't who we think we is, because, we got a lot of shit talkers in this country, mainly one. But there's always going to be rivalries between countries, just like it's rivalries between schools. You want to beat the team that's winning.
And not even just that. I mean, we've been whooping everybody ass in fucking international play for God knows how long. So, I mean...
we got the best black folks.
And you know what's the crazy part about all this shit is that the the United States players only have 3 weeks to get chemistry, while all the other national teams that are playing already have like years of experience playing with each other. That's the crazy part.
But I mean, I'm telling you, also got to think about it too. I mean, even though it might be some things that people don't like about the NBA, a lot of guys, they're cool with each other. These niggas work out with each other in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like they don't hoop with each other. I mean, just because we play on separate teams don't mean, I'm saying, we ain't gonna go to the gym, get some shots up together, run some plays, I'm saying, possibly run some scrimmages. That's how the Drew League shit got started.
No, every summer I played against people on other teams all the time. Like in my area, we had maybe probably about 15 schools. These dudes we played against during the season, man, we pick up runs, AAU, every summer.
That's what I'm saying. Most of the people I played with in high school, I played against in the summer.
There you go.
I'm just happy that United States always just comes through and balls out. And I know you guys think I love Joker that much, but I was actually rooting for United States, not Serbia.
You better before you get deported. You know Trump ain't playing with y'all.
This nigga said he gonna get deported.
Thank you, Clayton. Thank you, Clayton.
Yeah, hating on LeBron. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get y'all final thoughts. I know, Kenny, you want to hate, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it first. Okay, give me your thoughts.
Okay. All right. And since 2003, it's been 22 years. This man. I was reading the comment, my bad. Since 2003, since he was a rookie, this man for 22 years has put the league on notice. And I know his record is 4-6 in the finals, but the fact that he went to 8 finals in a row or something like that, and then the fact that he surpassed the points in all-time scoring, he averages really well. Sometimes gets triple doubles. He can pass. He can score. He can actually defend when he used to defend, but he's older now. So this man is one of the top 5 players of all time. I will never go against him. I think, like you said, nostalgia with Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan to me will always be my GOAT. And my number 2 will always be Kobe. And it's only because of 2008, how he proved himself that they needed his ass in the Olympics. But that's a different story for another day. LeBron is always going to be either top 5, top 1, top 2, top 3, whatever you want to call him. He is in the discussion. I would never take that away from him. I know I troll with the PEDs, but I know he's not using performance enhancement drugs. I just like to fuck around. So that is no slander on his name. There is no slander on his name. The man cannot. It's just that for some reason his fucking body's built like a tank, and he just doesn't get injured that much. So that's why he has longevity. Other than that, that too. Go USA.
Yeah, all right now. I appreciate you telling the truth a little bit at the end, you know, through all the trolling. But we do got to give acknowledgement to a motherfucker that's 40 years old and he's averaging 25, 8, and 9. That's just crazy, but I'm going to throw it to C Money.
Man, well, you already know JVJ. Appreciate you for hopping on. And Kenny, thank you for fucking telling the truth. But give a fuck what nobody say. Bron is the GOAT. Jordan, obviously, he got the rings, but just because you got more rings than the motherfucker don't mean you better than him. Just like we always say on my podcast on Sundays, just because you started some shit don't mean that you are better than the next motherfucker that came behind you. Straight up.
Oh, you got to tell them where to find you at, too. You and Kenny, my bad.
You can find me Sundays, 8 p.m., JVJ Network, or if not Sundays, at this point, sometimes Mondays.
You can find me on CJ's show. I don't know what I'm gonna troll him about this time. I mean, the Joker shit is getting a little bit way out of hand, so I have to find someone new. I can't. I might have to start saying Luka's gonna win MVP.
That ain't gonna make me mad.
Yeah, I was about to say Luka due for one eventually, but it ain't gonna be this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's this year, you just gonna be ignored like a motherfucker because he can't even win it because of how many games he's played.
But look, y'all, I love the conversation. I love the debate. The guy, he brought on 10 haters. I don't think they made any good arguments. That little girl, she got on my nerves. She kind of irked me. And it's not because she's a woman, it's because her arguments were stupid. The little weird face dude, who I didn't like his face at all. He just needed to not talk about sports because I can tell he just played video games, bro. Stop talking about sports. I didn't hear a real good argument to diminish this man. And it's crazy that we have to get to the point of actually doing this type of stuff. The dude is literally a walking role model for any person. I ain't gonna just say black kids growing up. Any kid growing up. That's a role model right there. No issues off the court. Excellent at his job. Achieved the highest level. Just a stand-up guy, regardless of whether you agree with his political views or not, whatever the fuck. You can't say he done did some fucked up shit around here. And the man catches all this hate compared to the person that preceded him that people want to call a GOAT, who was a straight-up asshole, who would punch his teammates in the fucking face, who quit. Like, all the negatives that we would tell all kids growing up not to do, this man did, and people put this motherfucker on the pedestal, but it's not surprising. Y'all see who our president is. We kind of got it in us. But nah, man, this conversation about LeBron, like, look, it is what it is. I know a lot of people are going to pick and choose who they want. But on this side, I'm like, CJ, that's GOAT James over there. Put some respect on that man's name. And I'm just laugh he get him a 5th ring before he retire. That'd be the funniest shit in the world. It'll be the most fraudulent ring from what all the haters will say. But it is what it is. I love it. But yeah, y'all, this has been another episode of J Talk Sports, y'all. Y'all know we did it up. We came, we saw, we conquered, man. For y'all that watched over on Facebook, y'all that watched over on J Talk Sports, and y'all that watched over on the JVJ Network, man, make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, follow, all that woo shit. Turn them notices on. So y'all know every time we dropping this hot shit. But we gonna get the fuck up out of here. Appreciate y'all. And we gonna get y'all in the next one as always, man. Peace.